the slap that happened last night at the Oscars. Look at that transition. That segue.
Somebody got clapped.
Somebody
Oh
got
my goodness.
slapped in the face.
It was Chris Rock.
So the memes have already started. I'm
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Oh, immediately.
Oh yeah. What is it? You know that meme where they would like rotoscope out the people and replace it with characters?
Oh yeah.
Josh, I don't see us live.
I do not see us live either.
I see us live. Wait, no.
I see us go.
I see us live. You guys are
Twitch?
geniuses.
Hmm.
I see us live on the application twitch.tv.
I mean, you're even in the past.
Or am I
There we are.
in the
Okay.
future?
Josh, are you there? Is your
I got
microphone
it.
on?
No.
Cool.
Mm.
Because I want to hear Josh's take on it, because Josh is the biggest Will Smith fan I know. He reacts purely positively about two things: Ruby and Will Smith.
I will say this: reading into the context about it, maybe I learned a lot about Will Smith just in one day.
I
don't
also
think I read
learned more
into the
about Will Smith
context.
in one day than I ever thought I would.
What are we talking about?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
In one day.
Oh, Will Smith.
Yeah, it's a new movie called In One Day,
Wow. I like
starring
it.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Cool.
They can make a movie off of this one moment.
Big Willie.
Sorry, I'm 3 minutes late to our conversation here. I clicked go live and my body was like, now is the time. It just like rebelled against me. I had to go use the bathroom. So,
Dang.
Fair enough.
BRB
Yeah.
bio.
yeah, exactly.
But Josh, what I
Mhm.
was saying is, you're the biggest Will Smith fan I know. You react only positively about two things: Ruby and Will Smith.
Okay.
And therefore, I was wondering your take on last night's events.
Okay, so I know very little about last night's events. Let us start
Okay.
there. I did go
Okay.
and watch the raw clip of what happened, and I read one single paragraph of an article about the context. But
Okay.
I have had a lot of work, so I may not have the full story. But
Okay.
from my very limited understanding of the situation, I think I would have done the exact same thing. It sounds like Chris Rock made a joke at the expense of Will Smith's wife, who is in the position she's in not because of a decision she made, but because of a medical condition and the medical treatment that she is undergoing. And I would have done the exact same thing if someone had made a comment about my wife and she was in a similar situation. I'd have hit him. I've hit people for less. So
Dang.
I
Dark
feel
side
like
of Josh that we talked about in the Just Chatting stream.
oh yeah.
That was the day that Josh became a DM.
His
Rocks
origin
fall,
story.
you die. Josh, that's supposed to be in the game. That's but
Chris
yeah,
Rock
that's
fell, everyone died.
yeah. That's what it sounded like to me though. But
That's
I may
my
have missed
understanding.
context. You can challenge my understanding. Oh, is that
No,
a follow?
1 force damage. No, it's a sub.
It's a sub.
Ooh,
Heyo,
thank you,
thank you so
1d10.
much.
Sub buddy once told him the world was gonna roll him.
Wow.
OMG.
I ain't the
But he is
sharpest tool in the
sharpest
shed.
tool
Yeah, he is, but not me.
Let's go.
ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Josh, you're not really missing any context.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Besides like that, the one thing that lots of people are reading into is the fact that Will Smith seemed to laugh at the joke at first while his wife did not, and then his wife leaned over and whispered something to him, and then he went up. So I guess I don't know if that's much context besides like just like adding a little bit of like stuff that wasn't like
They're
seen at
also
first in the original clip.
Yeah, I didn't
Mm.
see that happen.
in an even
Ooh.
worse take. There's
go,
people who are
Wash.
saying it was just a PR stunt.
I
Yo,
don't think it
Wash
was a
Brunello
PR
with
stunt.
another sub.
No, I don't either. Just
Jab!
people are saying that.
I can say for sure that the panic on Chris Rock's face as he
Oh,
tried to
yeah.
figure out how to like recover the comedy bit that he was trying to do, that was real. He was
Yeah.
like, how do I save this bit? Let's just go to the nominees. And he like
Billy says they should have a slap fight to the death, but only open palm.
That's fine. That's what didn't Elon challenge Putin to something like that? It's like slap
I
fight
don't
to the
know. That
death.
sounds about right.
Elon Musk challenged Vladimir Putin to a duel is actually what he did. And,
Dang.
you know, classic Putin, he didn't reply. But yeah, there we are.
Okay, my take is different.
Okay.
Like, Okay. I have a couple. Maybe my take is too long to cover.
You got
but
4 minutes exactly.
I guess. Okay. So, I don't think Will Smith should have slapped. I think if Will Smith would have heckled from the audience, that would have been perfectly appropriate. Like, you know, like if someone insulted your wife, like go ahead, make fun of them. Like make sure that like the world knows that you don't like what they said. Physically assaulting them on camera, oh, that's a lot. Like especially for a joke that was like, the joke was like in poor taste, but like it wasn't like, hey, your wife's ugly and bald. It was like G.I. Jane 2, am I right? Like it's like, I don't know. That's like to me seems like in poor taste but not in bad spirits, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's the Oscars. Everyone gets roasted by the hosts. That's like a thing.
Yeah, and
So
I
I
guess
was
that's a
just like-
subtext that I didn't have because I don't watch award shows. So I also
sure.
like maybe like if it's always a roast, maybe that changes things, because if it's not, like what I saw was a comedian came out and tried to do a bit before he did his thing and like offended some guy's wife, and that guy, like whether his wife told him, hey, that really offended me or not, by all means stand up and offend your wife. And if what that looks like is you got to walk up and slap some sense into him, I think the slap is comedy. I think him yelling afterwards might have been too much, but I think if you just walk
Interesting.
up, slap the man and walk off smiling, like now it depends on how, like if you actually go up there and hit him, that's bad. But if you know, if it's a stage move, like that can be comedy in itself while still indicating to the performer like, hey, we can't do this, but I'm saving your bit. So there's
Interesting.
definitely there's a side to this where like if he had just not yelled at him afterwards and proved to that dead silent room that he was
Yeah.
really pissed off, it might have been fine.
Then maybe I can see that take. I do think it is comedy. Like I do like my second half of my take, like take A for me is like I think that was too much and that Will Smith shouldn't have done that. Take B for me is it is hilarious and I think we shouldn't treat it as more serious than it is. Like a guy worth $300 million slapping the crap out of a guy worth $100 million, and that's funny. Like so like you know. That's my other half of the take.
Chat
but anyway.
asks if anyone would have laughed it off if is that
Javier Bardem.
Javier? I don't know that guy, so I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think like when you change the context of like a white guy slapping a black guy on stage, I do think that does make it like there's a completely different subtext to that.
That's true.
But like I also don't think like in this case at all like it's anything about like I don't think it's anything about race. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like one guy took a stab at another guy's significant other, and the other guy was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I really didn't like that."
Yeah.
But yeah. At the end of the day, if it didn't bother Chris Rock, it doesn't bother me. I mean, that's a good way to take it.
That's fair.
I bet it did bother Chris Rock.
Will
like,
Smith
he,
did post like
deactivated his Instagram.
Will Smith did post like a public apology today.
He
Yeah.
did, and he like at the very beginning of his speech, because he won Best Actor last night also.
Yeah.
Which is
I
his
saw a
first
photo of
Oscar,
him
which is
crying. Did he
crazy.
cry during his speech?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And at the very beginning of the speech, funnily enough, he didn't apologize to Chris Rock. He apologized to the Academy and the audience.
Sorry that you had to see me slap $100 million man.
Exactly. That was exactly like pretty much how he started the speech. So I thought that was funny. But I
Chat,
was
that's a
curious if
great
Chris Rock
question.
was-
Yeah.
that's true. Maybe
Maybe
like
he was-
maybe Chris Rock wasn't like aware that it was medical and thought maybe it was a choice. But I don't know. And then I don't know if there may be other context behind the scenes too, because
I mean,
like you don't
yeah.
know what like the interpersonal relationship between Chris Rock and Will Smith and Will
was
Smith's
reading
wife
stuff.
is.
They
That's
apparently
true.
have a little bit of a history over the one Oscar where they Will Smith and his wife like boycotted the normal Oscars, and Chris Rock was at the Oscars, and so he was like making jokes about that.
Gotcha.
I
was
see.
reading. But hello, we're live. You can see our faces now.
We
We
are
are.
live. Our faces.
Our faces are here.
You can see
They're
them.
present.
I like to think I'm alive.
My face is a
Hmm.
present. I hope you accept it willingly.
Oh. I accept it unwillingly. Like it's like your friend gives you a thing, and you're like, you know, if you deny it, that it'll hurt their feelings.
Can I return it?
I will be secretly returning it later. But
My goodness.
Does your face come with a receipt?
Yeah, you have to take that off. They don't want to know how much you paid for it. Okay.
Hey, before we kick things off for the evening, I want to do 4 shout-outs because we got 4 people on the activity feed. Shout out to Grubbug for the resub, to Athalone for the follow. Welcome to the Wing Badger Tavern. To 1d10 force damage for the resub. To Wash Brunello for the resub. We appreciate you all. Wash, of course, pumping himself up
as well, but for a platform, not for a person. Our YouTube is active again, everybody. We're posting shorts, we're posting videos, we're posting podcast episodes. If you want all of the Wing Badger gaming content that isn't an actual live stream, you should go subscribe over there.
Imagine that you got all the fun of watching a stream like this with none of the parts where like one of our computers stops working or whatever, and that's basically the YouTube channel experience. That's what we strive to deliver.
And in 3 different forms of content. You got clips, you got edited highlight videos, and you got full podcast episodes.
And that's just where it starts. We got plans for stuff that's exclusive to YouTube that you can't get anywhere else.
They're in our brains.
Yeah.
Plans.
They're in our brains, and then eventually they'll be on our YouTube.
They will.
So that's that. Hey, before we go any further, I think we should remember to introduce ourselves because last week someone made sure we didn't introduce ourselves. We don't know who that could have been, but somebody really screwed up last week. So let's start at Trevor and go down the line towards me here. I guess that's that way. And introduce ourselves.
Hello, I am Trevor. I play Zothkog, the Orc Cleric. And that's all you need to know for now. On to you, Jake.
Hi, I'm Jake. I play Alan Woodrear, the Azamar Barbarian. And apparently that's all you need to know for now. On to you, Wash.
Hey, Wash. I'm Jeb. Just wanted to just poke out of your brain there and just see how you're doing. Hope you do well tonight. I got some stupid stuff in mind for the adventure, and that's all you need to know right now.
Hi, I'm unconscious, and that's all you need to know right now. I'm also Matt, who plays Fox, who is currently unconscious, and that's all you need to know.
And I'm Josh, your Wing Badger Game Master for the evening. I'm excited to dive back in with another D&D session. I think we're going to jump right into it. I didn't prepare a recap for this one because a whole lot just happened, so I figured I'd just remind you what those things were instead of recapping the last session, and we can just pick up right where we left off. Because if you'll recall, at the end of our last meeting, our last gathering, our last time spent together, a bunch of things went down. First off, we got Shale, the Ranger of the Grey Watch, who has come back to the Twilight Fox, the tavern where you're all staying, to have that meeting that he and Fox talked about having to figure out how they can work together, to figure out what happened to the Merfolk contacts and all those things, maybe sneak into a party, but all the good things. Well, he came back to meet with Fox, and Fox did arrive, but then he promptly passed out, fell unconscious, probably the effects of some poison compound kicking in that he triggered during his audition for robbing a bank. We've also got Zothkug wearing a gigantic, freaking snaztastic hat that is essentially a giant peacock, except instead of a head, it has a mug with a sun rising out of it at the top. So that's Zothkug's hat. He's also, I assume, still wearing his power suit. So that's like tailored white tux with white tux jacket, emerald green rhinestones, and like vertical stripes. And then he's got some white pants, and he's got these like real nice snazzy shoes with just very subtle emeralds inset into the shoes. So like very, very solid looking Zothkug here. It's the first time we've seen a color not gray on him in a long time, and that's pretty cool. What else is going on? Alan and Jeb have gone through the prototype designs that they took from Elliot Orchid's house, and Alan has come to the conclusion that they create some kind of pulse mechanism that has to do with people's memories. It's some kind of effect, and Jebediah was unable to figure out the base spell components, but he was able to figure out that it has a range of about 10 feet, or a 10-foot diameter, I should say, and that it's meant to be paired with some kind of clothing that would protect the wearer. So, like, obviously, without that clothing, like, it would also affect the wearer. And just in case that wasn't enough, also Kip, Jebediah's cousin, the current employee of the Bright World Company, has just walked in to the unconscious Fox, the rogue, or the ranger with his serval. All of this is happening, and then his little cousin walks in, Kip, and goes, Jeb? Jeb, you're here?
Hey, Kip.
What is going on?
I don't know. This is my friend Fox. He's lying on the Zoth.
Fox!
Does he
Fox!
look okay to you?
Can I do a medicine check on Fox?
Yeah, absolutely. You can roll a medicine check on Fox.
Sweet.
While Zoth is examining Fox, Kip leans over to you and goes, how are you here?
It's a long story. A lot's happened, and I'm back in town for a little while.
And Alan casually gather the papers that they were examining and kind of set them
17,
aside.
Josh.
You can tell that there appears to be nothing wrong with Fox. Like, I mean, he's unconscious, but it's not like he's poisoned. His breathing's not labored or anything like that. It's almost like he just kind of went to sleep. You're pretty sure it'll just wear off in an hour or so, or you can use like smelling salts or something to wake him up. You know, anything you could come up with to try and wake up an unconscious person, it should work like normal. There's no magical effect here.
Does the plant I'm carrying have a distinct smell to it?
Sure, and you should tell me what it smells like. Make it a normal plant smell, but like you can decide.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna hold kind of hold the pot up to Fox's face because I don't want to like remove any of the plant.
Okay.
And so
Kip kind of takes a step back. He's like, "What is this giant creature doing to this other giant creature with this giant pot?" Like,
so the smell of this pot. So imagine like you're in like a
Pretty
very
dank.
moist, a moist, dank like cave with mushrooms, like you get that very earthy mushroom tone, but it's in this very confined pot. So
it
it's like
smells like pot.
your pot smells like pot.
I was gonna say
That's
mushrooms,
convenient.
like, but yeah, very dank.
Stop saying dank with the pot. It just makes it sound like it smells like pot.
I like my plants like I like my memes.
How about moist? Is moist better?
No.
No, moist is worse than anything.
Damp is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, there you go. Damn.
Damp.
All right, Fox, you wake up to the damp smell of Zothkug's potted plant.
Why do you have that in my face?
You passed out, man. I don't know what happened.
You also feel fine now, Fox. Yeah, except you're surrounded by people.
I'm gonna snap up and be like, well, anyway, how's everybody doing?
Fox, man, what happened?
You can see, I did a really good job acting there. That was, I'm auditioning for the theater club in town.
Are they?
Got you convinced.
Did you start a circus? Kip asks Jeb.
Sometimes it feels like it. Hey, onions, Kip's here. Could you get us some food? We're gonna sit down and talk for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I got you. Hang on 1 second. Come here, Annabelle. And he's made like a little room for Annabelle to sleep in, and it's got like a little stuffed animal. He's like done as much as he can to make it like cozy and homey for her while she's staying there. And he's explaining to her, now look, right here, you've got a little door. You can knock on that door anytime you need something, and it goes right to Jeb's room, okay? So anytime you need him, he'll be right there. And he like gets her all tucked in, and then he comes back and, starts preparing food and flings my D20 on the ground and starts preparing food for everybody and gets the table set. Are all of your guests staying tonight? He looks around at the wildcat and the ranger and
oh right,
it like What? How many? Food for how many? Cheese.
I'll foot the bill for everybody. Yeah, I mean, Mr. And like he looks over to the Grey Watch guy, to Shale. He doesn't say his name. He's like, are you staying for dinner?
Are you staying for dinner?
I had meant to keep this meeting swift.
We can swiftly move somewhere else if you would like.
Seems like you have a lot going on. Should we meet another time? Should we?
No.
Let's.
Now's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you trust
do
everyone
that.
in this room?
Who's in this room right now, DM?
There's the four of you. There's Shale. There's Shale's Serval, and there's Kip, Jebediah's cousin who works for the Right World Company.
Go for a walk.
Very well. Who will be joining us on our walk? Like it's trying to
Are we
like
going
size up
for
the
a
group.
walk?
I will be joining on the walk.
Okay.
Could I change first? But I would love to go for a walk.
Yes, you
You
can
know
change
what?
first.
Go ahead and change. Yeah.
Zoth will go and change. Did he give me a garment bag? I'm guessing I don't have a garment bag.
You have a garment. You can't get something that expensive and not have a
Okay.
garment bag to put it in.
I'm gonna
Yes.
delicately put the full suit in the garment bag as not to get it dirty.
back.
The hat
And
has
then-
like a box, like so that nothing hurts it. But because the hat is so gigantic, the box is like 5 feet tall. I have no idea how you've been carrying it. It's been plot holed into existence. But maybe it collapses down, so it's like a little pop up
Whoa.
box, and you like
It
pop it
fits into
open.
it fits into the hat. You know, you can take.
I love that.
Nice.
It's a porta box.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you take the collapsible box out of the hat and use it to protect the hat as well.
Yeah. Okay.
As
I will
you
do that and
close the
come out.
box, you feel just a little sad inside.
Yeah, but you know, you can't wear something like that just around every day. You know, it's gonna get messed up. So you only wear it for your special events.
And you want it to be an event when you wear it. Like it's like
Yeah.
wearing it becomes an event.
Yeah.
For
Of
sure.
course. And so then he struts back out.
Jeb, are you going on this walk?
I'm gonna stay and talk with Kip.
Okay. Let's do the walk first, and then we'll come back to your conversation with Kip.
I feel like
Wait.
I feel like Jeb would like to be in the conversation with Shale, but family's there, and he's kind of got to prioritize that.
Do I
Yeah,
make
that
it
makes
out
sense.
before they go, or do they leave before I get back out?
No, you catch up with them.
Okay.
Fox's wiles won't be used on you today, at least not in this particular instance. Okay.
Sorry.
So you all step outside into the tunnel and begin just kind of walking. Shale waits until the tunnel is pretty much empty, and then even with the tunnel mostly empty, he still is keeping his voice down. You also notice that his serval is prowling like 50 feet back from you, but it is like fur raised on the defensive alert. You get the sense that if someone were listening in, the serval would not wait to be instructed to interrupt them. So you begin walking, and Shale says, "Right, so we've spoken about this already, but the best course of action is probably to try and get close to Elaine Mollusk and get a tour of her hydroelectric power plant facility dig site, you know, the new property they've been approved for. Because it's so central, there's a good likelihood that even if Mollusk is not involved, which we don't have definitive proof yet, you'll be able to get close enough to see, you know, what's going on, or maybe where West went to. So we have the invitation here, and it's a single invitation to the party that he pulls out. He says, "Which of you will be attending the party?"
Zoth, me, pick me.
Actually,
I do believe he has the correct attire.
he does have the correct attire, and if I need to attend the party, I think I can attend it without one of those. Hopefully.
How do you intend to do that? He hands the invitation to Zothkuk.
I take it happily. I'm so giddy.
You know, before I answer that question, how exactly did you get your hands on an invitation?
We made a sizable donation.
Well, I'm kind of hoping somebody makes a sizable donation to me.
Oh, is that so?
Hey, Foxman, do you need money?
No, I do not need. Don't worry about it, Zoth, okay?
Well, whatever your ways are, that's fine. The best way to get to Mollusk is going to be through Basin. They're good friends. And if you can't get to Elaine, it's possible that getting in with Jess Basin would be enough because they're such good friends. If you can get Jess to put in a good word for you, there's a chance that she will be able to make some connection or even bring you down herself to the new dig site.
Okay. And do we have any idea like where exactly this dig site is, or are we still a little murky on that?
The site for the new power plant is very central. It's directly beneath the bowl, although it's significantly beneath the bowl. Obviously, it's in the Underdark. But we don't know anything else other than the land has been zoned and assigned. But since the surrounding land also belongs to Edison, it's hard to figure out where the old property line was. Our watch has been in the tunnels, so we don't spend too much time in the Underdark. That's not, a territory that's familiar to us.
Sure.
Whatever you do, tread carefully around Elaine Mollusk and Edison. They are a company that has many secrets and guards those secrets very well. They've gotten to where they are as direct competitors to the Wingle Digit and Cypher of the Bright World Company. And you can't do that if you can't keep your company's secrets. I don't know all of their ways. I just know that, there has never been an information leak from Edison before. And that speaks to their security.
That may have changed recently.
Indeed?
Jeb and I did encounter, come into contact with some plans from Edison that were left at a former employee's house.
Wait, you were actually
before they
able
were
to make sense of that?
Yes. We, after spending some time, we were able to make some heads, but no tails of it. If that makes sense. We believe it is plans for some sort of device. Sorry, that's a good pun in the
Just
chat.
breaks character.
Too distracting. We're able to. We believe it is plans for a device that alters memories of beings within a 10-foot radius of the device. And there were also designs for garments to shield the user of the device from its effects. We do not know how it achieves this besides through multiple ciphers.
Do you know what it does to minds?
We know it alters memories in some way, but we do not know. And there was some sort of notation that seemed to imply some sort of mind control of some kind, but we don't know exactly what it does. How it exactly affects memories and maybe would affect them in a way to persuade someone to do something. But the designer of the artifact is currently missing. And Jeb and I intend to seek out this person.
Missing how?
Was seemingly abducted, according to his daughter, who Jeb and I found. Or Jeb, all of us found, besides... Well, no, just Jeb and I? Who was it? Anyway, we all found her.
Oh dear, that sounds like a big deal.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, it's really sad.
And I figured specifically the plans and the leak would be of great use to the Great Watch, likely would be of use to the Great Watch.
They will absolutely be of use. May I take them with me?
Can I know that we trust this person right now? Can Alan roll insight?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 14.
He seems absolutely genuine to you.
Okay. Yes, I will have to retrieve them from the tavern, but if maybe you would allow me to make some notations myself, maybe try to copy down some parts of it so that I can have a copy as well.
Certainly.
Perfect. So Alan will, when they're done with their walk,
Great.
that's the first thing Alan will do.
So
I also think it might not be a bad idea if 2 of you are going to the party, to send some of the others of you to Mollusk Manor for the wine tasting.
Right.
I
that-
would.
Is that the Grey Watch guy saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would go myself, but I would stick out like a sore thumb at a wine tasting. And you look at his, he's got this kind of traveling cloak and this sort of dark Strider-esque demeanor, and he would absolutely stick out like a sore thumb at a wine tasting.
Hey man,
they
I
are
know a
somewhat-
great tailor.
They are these are the more well-to-do, affluent folks and exotic foreign travelers, and I think that you could get in merely on the premise of being tall folk. Like you could just bluster your way in as being foreign travelers who want to try. The Finchtail Ale Company is renowned for producing all kinds of fancy brews, but I think that you might be able to learn something of the plans for the hydroelectric plant from Mollusk Manor. I mean, certainly Elaine Mollusk didn't get to where she is now by sharing all of her ideas with those at her company. There has to be something that she keeps close to the chest, right? And I imagine it would be at Mollusk Manor.
I agree. Actually, I was thinking something along similar lines, and I personally would be happy to go to the wine tasting, and I'm sure Jeb would as well.
Shale turns to you, Fox, and goes, "What are your thoughts?"
Well, currently at the moment, I'm thinking about how I find a way in. But were you able, I guess your group, Shale, able to find or confirm any shortcut down to the build site? I figure going down one of these tunnels all the way down to the Underdark and then doing a 180 might be a little bit of a walk.
If there is a shortcut, we've not yet found it. It's not attached to any of the public tunnels or thoroughfares.
Right. And you haven't
DM's
heard
about
any
to
whispers?
retcon. DM's about to retcon. It's not attached to any of the tunnels or boroughfares. We just changed what the dirt
This
folk
has
call their
been-
tunnels.
This has been a DM retcon.
I'm imagining like a PBS little like transition slides across the screen. Like, we'll be right back.
And now back with our regularly scheduled D&D. Yeah, there's got to be a better way down, and I figure it's probably hidden on one of their properties.
Do we need to engage in Operation Phoenix again, Fox?
No.
Operation Phoenix?
We're underground. Operation Phoenix won't work.
Sure. Well, I distract
You did-
someone while
did
you
try
scout
it
around.
You did try it in the Underdark. That is still underground.
No, that was a different operation.
You
No,
said
this-
Operation Phoenix. I swear.
Can I roll to gaslight?
No. You can just
No.
gaslight. You don't need to roll to gaslight.
No, bro, it was a different one. It was Operation Elephant.
I seem to clearly remember it being like something to do with a phoenix or fire, at least of some, maybe Operation Inferno, possibly.
Is this
Operation-
conversation going somewhere?
Yeah, man. I was just asking if Fox wanted to.
All right. No.
Dude.
Let's cut it. We'll talk about this later, guys. Anyway, I think our number one priority, like you said, is to try to figure out as much as we can while we're at these parties. But I'm guaranteed there's probably something on their properties. Do you have a map of the city and where their properties are? I figure they're probably more than just their manor.
Oh, you mean the properties that Edison owns?
Yes.
No, we do all of our business in the tunnels. We don't really frequent the inner city very much. I'm the only one who goes in there, and it was to make contact with east, south, and west.
Well, I guess we'll have to make our own work then.
I did want to offer an exchange, though. You are providing me a great service in attempting to make contact with West. Perhaps I can put my network to work looking for this young girl's father. Do you have any leads on who might have taken her or what might have happened?
Yes, that actually sounds perfect.
She has a chain around her arm. It's wild. She's in one of the wanted posters.
Oh,
not the
Shark
girl,
Harley?
the person who possibly kidnapped the father. Yes.
you're speaking of Shark Harley.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
We know
Do you know
she's,
what
involved
they're
somehow.
wanted for? Do you know what these people have done? These
Harley is
bandits?
hired muscle. She is all thug.
Mm.
She is known for, well, frankly, stuff like this. She's the she runs with, well, all the wild ones in this area run with West Diamond, but she is often the hired hit when West Diamond needs an enforcer or something like that. And in general, if you want to get to Harley, the best way is to get there by communicating with Diamond. But I mean, we're talking big money. Like you got to show up rich or at least look rich to have a conversation with West Diamond. Right now, he's actually got some guests in town, a couple of foreign toughs looking to open a casino on his turf. I think they're trying to arrange something about, tribute or payment shares or something like that.
We've ran into them.
But yeah, if you follow West long enough, you're bound to run into Harley. So that would be the best place to start. I will keep an eye I'll keep an eye on the tunnels, but I'll have my people keep an ear to the taverns and see if they can drum anything up as far as where Shark Harley might be. Obviously, being an outlaw, she doesn't exactly post her address anywhere. But let me spend a couple days and have my network look into this, and I'll see what I can get back for you. Why don't we meet up after the party and just kind of trade information with each other?
Debrief. Yeah, that sounds perfect.
All right.
All right. Saturday at noon.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Depends
Have
how-
inspiration for that incredible synchronized delivery. You can both have inspiration. That was the most works for me.
Oh. You know how long these parties go? Like, will this go into Saturday, or is it like a hard stop on Friday?
Don't worry about it, Zoth. These are the richer folk. They don't know how to party. It's
I've
not
never
lasting into
attended one of their
Saturday.
parties, so I couldn't tell you.
All right. What do you mean they don't know how to party? It sounds like a great party, man. Look at that outfit I got.
You're gonna find out once you get in there, Zoth. You're gonna find out.
Do any of you have other questions for Shale? Just before we end your conversation.
No, Alan is just gonna go back, copy down
Okay.
the plans, and then give the originals to him. Shale.
You all turn around and head back for the Twilight Fox Tavern. But before you get there, in the Twilight Fox, the now somewhat roomier Twilight Fox with some breathing space in it, Jebediah sits down across a table from Kip Peppermint, his cousin. It's pretty awkward. There's, Kip doesn't seem to know how to start the conversation, but clearly wants some answers and to understand. And, like you were close with Kip before in the way that, people are close with the cousins they see at reunions and holidays. Like you liked each other, but you didn't connect all the time. And your previous relationship, he was kind of like the really younger brother relationship where you would play the silly games with him and stuff because you were the one who cared, so he liked you in that way. But it wasn't like you had like a we share all things type of relationship. And now this grown-up adult version of Kip is sitting across from you, wearing, he's still got on his blue Bright World Company overalls from the dig site, and he's looking across at you like, where did you go?
Oh, I did a little soul searching, a little traveling. Thought I'd go check in on Grandpa Cole, actually.
I was gonna ask about him. I think he'd be so proud of what I'm doing now. How is he?
He actually passed away not too long ago.
Oh,
It
no.
was. Yeah, I'm not. He was already gone by the time I found him. I gave him his last rites and I buried him. Unfortunately, I suspect he was probably murdered, and that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of wandering around trying to figure things out, trying to see what happened. But
Kip's eyes
Yeah,
are
so,
still kind of processing the information that you're giving him as Avery, your other cousin who you're closer with, walks over to the table, and he sets down unasked for 2 small shot glasses of Grandpa Cole's favorite whiskey, and he goes to Grandpa, and he dink, everyone tosses one back, and then he goes back to his work.
Well, so that's kind of what's been happening. And,
So are you investigating the murder? Is that where you've been? How did you know when you left?
Well, no, I didn't know when I left. It was, we were just going to see. Ooh, well, it looks like the lights went out, but a good thing we can see in the dark, so that's not a problem.
Indeed.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I was wanting to just talk with them and kind of, ask for some life advice and stuff like that, but he was gone when we were there. So I have been looking around and trying to sniff out here and there, see if I could figure out what was going on. But honestly, it looked like he'd been gone for a while, and that entire way station that he was posted up at was long gone, long abandoned, overrun by these gigantic spiders.
Wow.
So yeah, once the spiders start to move in, like there's been very, very little, activity of people.
Well, yeah, because they
So-
they hate the earth tremors so much. They won't come if there's any
Yeah.
kind of activity going on.
So it's been a while, and I guess everybody else that was in there, something probably happened to them too, and so no word just ever got out.
Wow.
But hey, you look like you're doing pretty well for yourself. You got all cleaned up. You working for the Brightwell company now?
Yeah,
See
I
the
got
logo
myself
on your
a
uniform.
grown-up job now.
Hey, look at you.
Man, I love it. Let me tell you. I get to be a miner for the Bright World Company. I work at Dig Site 2. We are one of the only 3 sites that actually build ciphers. All the other sites are in charge of mining sacrium and refining that into wingle digits, but we have the really important job of turning that stuff into ciphers. And I've actually been getting to work overtime doing security. They're letting me work some extra shifts. You'll never believe this because it's super important. But I actually get to work overtime, and other people do, because this is crazy. Some ruffians actually robbed one of our dig sites. Like, I don't even know
really?
how they got down there, but it was one of the southern dig sites. Yeah, they've got posters, posted everywhere of what their faces look like. I figure the whole way up north, we don't really have anything to worry about. I mean, the craziest thing going on, up by dig site 2 is just the Hishalan, the tieflings. They're always mustering armies as if there's some war to fight. So we, every now and then, our supervisor just has to go and explain to them that, no, you can't walk through our facility on your war path to no one. Like, they're not even at war with anybody. Of course they can't just walk by. That's ridiculous. And as he's talking, you can see that, like, even though he's kind of like curious about you and a little hesitant because you left, he is really excited to talk about his job. And so he's really starting to open up and relax. But I'm just so excited about our work. I mean, who would have thought that I would get to be part of bringing magic back to the world? That was, Grandpa Cole was always talking about helping people, and now I get to help everybody. I even get to do some magic myself. And I was never born with magic, but now I have my own little spells because I get some ciphers when I work on guard duty.
Oh yeah. That's I've seen a couple of those things around here and there.
You want to see one?
Yeah, sure.
He pulls out a cipher and sits it on the table in front of you. He goes, check this out. And he slides it across to you. Now, you obviously need wingle digits to make it do anything. And I didn't bring any with me for dinner tonight. But isn't that so cool?
I'm going to play a bit of the old man who has never seen an iPad before.
Okay.
And just kind of go through with it. Go through so this big hole here in the top, that's where you put your fingers, right?
No,
Yeah,
so you
obviously
actually put these little chips in there called wingle digits. They're the new money. Do you have any of the new money yet?
I deal in gold mostly, but I think I've seen a few.
Yeah,
here
the
and there.
new money is actually that same shape, and so you put a stack of it in there, and it makes different stuff happen. So like mine, for example, and he takes it back from you and like holds it up as if you can read. You obviously can't read the scroll because it's already charged, but he's holding it up like you can read it. He goes, so like mine, this one is obviously this one is for detecting magic. So if something goes wrong at our site or the refinery, you know, we always use detect magic to make sure that once we've built a cipher, we use detect magic to make sure that that cipher isn't leaking or malfunctioning in any way, because it should be containing all the magic inside itself.
Sure.
So this one, that's what this one is for. And then I have another one that lets me detect good and evil, so that if something bad is coming towards our dig site because I'm on security, I would then know about it. And so I could let one of the watch captains know, and they could send some of the security guys who are more experienced than me out to deal with it.
That's good. That's good that they have some, you know, like different levels of experience there. This cipher that he's showing me, is it a new model? Is it like one of the models that I've already seen?
It's one of the ones you've already seen. So you've basically seen production models and you've seen prototype models, because Circles had a prototype, and then the other one you saw is the production model. So he's got the production model.
Gotcha.
I enjoy the idea of earlier Jebediah being like, yeah, this is one of them slifers, I can tell. Like, you know, just
interesting. Do you mind, like when you put the wiggle digits and you push them in there, then I guess when the spell's done, you just take them out, put them back in your bag or something?
The wiggle digits are consumed. It's think of it like,
it costs
you know how
money
when you
use it.
Yes, basically, it costs money to use it.
What happens when they run out of wiggle digits?
When who runs out? You mean like when you do? Because wiggle digits are going to be the new money. So like your job will make you more wiggle digits.
Well, sure. No, I get that. But like, you know, with there's like, I don't know anything about where wiggle digits come from, but I guess they're digging them out of the ground like they did gold and silver.
Oh yes,
right?
Well they are mining them, but I mean, what about gold and silver? You said you deal in gold. What are you going to do when everyone runs out of gold?
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, when I buy an apple or a cart of apples with a gold coin, that gold coin doesn't get used up. The other person gets the gold coin. If everybody's using up their wiggle digits casting spells, that means they are all going to get eaten up, right?
So I don't know all of the details on this, but I overheard one of the other. Again, I'm fairly new at the job, so I'm still learning. I'm basically what they call an apprentice in one of the workshops. But I heard my supervisor saying that when people use their ciphers, it actually it consumes the wiggle digit, but it doesn't consume the sacrium. They said something about how the energy from the sacrium, you know, it's something about, what did he call it? A tapestry or a something started with a W, I think.
A weave?
Yeah, he called it a. How'd you know that? That was a good guess. Well,
you
Jeff.
said tapestry, W.
Oh, yeah. Well,
old
anyway,
Jeb's a pretty clever
so
guy.
apparently this weave thing, this weave, the sacrium goes back into this weave thing and gets pulled back into the ground, and it you know, we can mine more of it. So it's almost like a cycle, you know. So it's not like it really gets destroyed. It's just like we have to refine it again, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense. I haven't learned all of it yet, but that's my understanding.
Well, that makes a bit more sense. Could you imagine? It's like, you know, if you were digging gold up out of the ground and every time you bought something, your gold just disappeared. I mean, pretty soon you'd be out of gold.
That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well for yourself, Kip.
Yeah.
You still live? You got a place in town?
No, so I actually live up at Dig Site too. I'm just back for the Festival of Lights. You know how I love the lights.
Yeah.
I was actually wondering where have, you know, tell me more about your adventures. You said you went and did some soul searching. Did you find anything?
Well, like I said, I was gonna talk to Grandpa Cole about all that stuff, and that kind of didn't work out. So, yeah, I met a couple guys. You know, those tall folk that came in, and they've got some of their own ambitions, and we bumped into some people that weren't doing too well and got to help them out, and I've just been doing some general adventuring. We're thinking of going into business with each other and kind of like, you know, starting our own little adventuring company where we can help
business
folks
are
out and
you
maybe
doing?
do some.
He interrupts you as you're explaining what business you're doing.
Yeah. Adventuring is kind of like a weird thing, you know, it's kind of like a catch-all term, but you know, it might include a little bit of monster hunting, might include a little bit of treasure hunting, might include a little bit of, you know, helping folks out of danger.
Monster hunting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience? Like, did they know how to hunt monsters? You haven't hunted monsters, have you?
Oh, you've seen Owlin, haven't you? The big guy with the blonde hair and the cheeks that could split logs.
Oh, I guess, yeah. He's the one who wears a shirt, but he has the shirt but no pants.
Yeah, no, the other way around. He wears pants but no shirt.
No, I feel confident he had on pants, or he had on a shirt but no pants.
Either way, he's really, really big. He's got a sword that's about as long as him, and it's quite intimidating to see what he can do with that thing. It's very, very impressive.
That's so when you're saying go into business, is he gonna work for you? Like, are you gonna help him find the monsters to hunt and then he does the hunting?
Well, I mean, you know, we got a bit of a partnership, and we're still working that out. You know, we're probably going to be like, you know, 4 co-owners. But yeah, I'll probably handle a lot of the logistics and stuff like that. But we've already fought spiders. We fought, we went down to the Underdark for a while. We fought a Zorn. Oh man, the thing was huge.
Whoa!
And we straight up murked it. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Straight up murked it. As you're saying that, the others walk back in. Shale and his serval seem to be just waiting right outside the door, like they haven't actually left, even though they haven't come back into the Twilight Fox, but the other 3 come back into the room. And you 3 enter on him saying, yeah, we straight up murked it. And then his cousin being like, whoa, you murked it.
What did we work?
Yeah, so the Zorn, yeah, and you know, cut right across it from Owlin's sword. Oof, man, put it down easy. So anyway,
yes.
If you know any folks who are like needing some adventuring done or are in trouble and need to find their way out of it, you know, you could put a good word in for us.
Well, do you also do like, you know, do you do like hunting down thieves and stuff? Because there are those guys who robbed our dig
absolutely.
site. Yeah, well, maybe you can get hired to do that. You should talk to you should talk to one of the dig site supervisors.
Are they in town here?
I don't know if the dig site supervisors are in town, but the Summit Banking Guild has a couple banks here, and so I bet they would tell you who to talk to. They're kind of partnered with the Bright World Company.
Are there any flyers with pictures?
No, not that I know of. I mean, we've got pictures posted at the dig sites for who to look out for, but I haven't seen any in town.
Hey, Kip, do you mind, like, when are you heading back? In case we find because we're going to be all over the place. In case we ever find ourselves around dig site 6, or sorry, not 6, dig site 2. Do you remember, like, would you mind giving us like a tour of the place or something like that, or?
Oh man, I would love to give you a tour if you came by, Jeb. The best thing to do if you do that though is make sure you go in through the front door and like explain that you're a visitor, because otherwise they'll just assume that you were hired for like auxiliary work, and they'll just like slap a pair of boots on you and put you to work. And I mean, that can be great if you like. I mean, it's a great job. I really like it. But if you're not looking for a job, if you're going into your, if you're doing your company, I mean, you don't want another job. So.
Well, I mean, do you think that they'd be willing to like contract out some security work?
I mean, maybe, but I think specifically like these thieves seem to have like really. I heard they got away with like a wagon of Wingle digits. So like I think these thieves in particular are like a big deal. I think they're they're probably like a well orchestrated crime family, and so it probably would take like someone really.
Savory and Tar. Sorry,
probably take like an adventuring company to go find them. That's why I was thinking
Yeah, we'll have to look into that, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a pretty good opportunity. So you're saying like
while the crime,
what do you know about
while the
these
crime
guys?
talk is happening, can Owlin try to like grab the plans
Yeah.
and start copying them down, like casually, like, yes, I am listening. But like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, okay.
I mean, he's totally like, Kip is totally in this conversation. So the only one who sees you
Okay.
doing that is Avery, and he don't care.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, like, do you know much else about these guys? If we're gonna be around, maybe, if we see anything about them, we could, send word.
Oh,
You said there was a couple of them, right? How many?
Yeah,
like
there,
2 of
there
them?
were 4 of them, I think, but I don't think they'd be silly
Oh.
enough to come to Tumbleweb. I mean, that this is like right at the center of the Bright World Company's workout here. It seems like it'd be a silly place to come.
It would be a silly place, but we're not going to be here forever. We're going to be out and about, and probably
I'm
back
gonna-
down in the Underdark adventuring.
I'm gonna roll the tension pool just to see, because you asked him for a description, and that means if he gives you one, there's a chance he'll recognize you as the description. So I've
Like,
rolled the tension
just
pool to
giving
see
the
if he does or
description,
doesn't.
like,
Yeah.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
So there's this tall guy with a big sword. Okay. He goes, yeah, I don't actually know too well what they look like. What I remember is it was mostly tall folk, I think, in the group. Because I mean, obviously, no respectable dirt folk is gonna come down and rob anybody. I mean, come on, we're good people. We're good good moles.
We're
But-
You
good
sound like
folk.
some scary,
Yeah, good folk.
skilled, intelligent people.
Yeah, I agree. It must have been a well planned out, operation. They must have been planning it for weeks. I mean, it was to get away with a whole cart. They even
Wow.
took the actual deep rote from the dig site to get out.
Oh wow!
So they must have had some beastmaster with them who was really good at
They must-
working with the animals.
They must be the best thieves in history.
Well, I don't really know how you rank thieves, so I don't know if I don't want to exaggerate.
What are deep rote?
Deep rote are they're kind of like oxes. Well, I mean they're like rote, but from the Underdark.
Oh,
You have actually heard
hence
of
the
rote.
deep.
They're like a really common.
yeah.
They're like oxen, but they live on
Yeah,
in the plains.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Whoa, that's cool, man.
Wow.
Well, cool, Kip. It was good to talk with you. You said you're gonna be here for the festival, or you taking off after that?
Yeah, after the festival, I'm gonna get back to work. It's actually the first time I've used a leave at my real job. He's like all proud of himself. I put in the request with my manager a whole month in advance because I knew it was coming, and I was being so prepared because I'm a grown-up now.
I'm proud of you. And Jeb comically like ruffles his hair a little bit.
Well,
Well,
I'm
you be careful. Like
yeah.
I know, like I've been down in the Underdark for a bit, and there's a lot of dangerous stuff down there. It seems like they run a tight ship, but don't forget to take care of yourself, and keep your ear to the ground.
I sure will. And he turns to Onions and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna turn in for the night." And Onion goes, "Yep, no problem." And he goes to a room in the Twilight Fox and shuts the door behind him and goes to bed.
Hey, Zoth, remind me if I ever have to work at a job that requires me to take leave. Just kill me then.
Speaking of which, Zoth, when we form our company, since you're going to be head of OR, we should probably come up with like a leave policy and whatnot.
All right,
Well-
man. You can leave whenever you want.
Okay.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You know.
Jake, does Owlin give Shale the plans? He's still just kind of
Yes.
standing at the door waiting.
Yep.
Okay. He takes the plans and just without another word, he like walks off. He and his serval vanish into the distance.
Kelnor's very go with the flow. If people want to work, they want to work. If they don't want to work, they don't want to work. Man, we don't want to harsh their vibe.
Yeah. Can we put that in writing?
Do you want me to write it down?
Yeah. We should probably write it down. So that way we don't forget.
Like a company ledger. I like this.
Yeah. Just make sure up somewhere legible and big bold. What we just talked about being able to leave whenever we want. I think it's very important we get that down on paper.
I mean, this is all of us together. Is everyone okay with that?
I think there may be
Alan's
more
okay with
pressing
it.
matters at this moment.
I'm okay
But-
with it. Alan's okay with it. Jeb's okay with it. I think we're all okay with it.
I believe other aspects of the company's founding documents may be more important to focus on first. For example,
You-
how we
you
might
gotta
split
start somewhere.
profits.
Equally, right?
Depends on the job. It's possible that one of us may do more. Either way, I don't even believe that is the important topic at this moment. I would like to tell Jeb, we have put the Grey Watch on to the task of trying to locate Annabelle's father.
Oh, Elliot. Okay. Did he give you a way to contact him for an update?
We are all meeting with him noon Saturday after we are all finished with our Friday tasks for a big old debrief. That's not
Did he
in
say-
Alan's voice. For a debrief.
Did he say where, or is it going to be a he'll find us sort of thing?
I mean, Fox could probably find him.
I
I'd
believe it's a
figure
he'll
here, to
find
be
us.
honest.
I would also figure
Okay.
here though.
You arranged some meeting place. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter what
okay.
it is, but some meeting place has been arranged, and you know
I think
it.
at the Twilight Fox makes sense.
That's fine.
Back here.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just kind of like putter around town or something like that until Friday. Zoth, you're going to the party, right?
Yeah, man. I'm probably gonna, try and figure out what Apple Cat is and what it does to make sure that it
What's that?
a substance I picked up.
You don't know
during-
about Apple Cat, Jeb? It's all the rage on the streets these days.
Is it like some kid thing?
No, it's a drug, man.
Oh, so it's like a big kid thing.
You know,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you know how strong and the effects? I want to make sure I don't like.
Oh no, I don't do nothing like that. I just you hear the name a lot when you work in the hospitality industry.
Yeah. Wise as serpents, gentle as doves. Am I right?
Something like that. Yeah. It's a root, right?
Zoth pulls it out and just like looks at it a little bit. This is what it looks like.
It is
Whoa,
in
that's
fact.
the ugliest looking drug I've ever seen.
It is in fact.
Why is it that color?
So it's a root. In fact, I'm going to pull up some information here for you, and I'll give you the little description of it here. I thought I had this tab open already, but I didn't. So here we are.
That's okay.
Okay. Apple cats are named for their red color and their fuzzy peach-like texture. They're actually roots, and when they're rolled tightly and smoked, they produce a smell similar to tobacco, but a bit sweeter. And that's what it is.
Did they come rolled, or do I have to roll it?
You have to roll them.
Okay.
But you don't have to roll a skill check. You're a cleric of the
It
weed
doesn't
god.
seem within Zoth's character to buy
It's a
pre-rolls.
religion check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I might try and figure out this before the party so I can know what I'm doing.
Are you going to just try one, or are you going to try and study it? As a reminder, you can use insight or religion to determine what a narcotic does.
I will first try and study it, and then, if need be, I will try and do like a small sample of it.
Okay.
Alan will go to Zothkug and if you do elect to try it, it has been a while since I have partaken, back in my old army days, in fact. But I would love to sample with you.
Hey Jeb, you
Sure,
ready to
man.
watch this go down?
Yeah, we can definitely do this together. The more the merrier, Kelnor always
Who do you
says.
think can tolerate more,
Agreed.
Jeb?
I don't know. Someone's got to keep an eye on them so they don't hurt themselves.
Oh, don't worry. I'll keep an eye on him.
Are we
Okay,
doing
and
this
then
here?
Jeb walks out the door.
Are
Like,
we
"Bye."
doing this here or in one of our rooms?
Wait, did Jeb actually walk out the door?
Yeah, he's gonna
Okay.
go to town and just pick up some stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean,
What'd you roll, Zoth? Or what'd you say?
do we want to do this here or in my room? My room's decently big since, I'm me.
It depends on the comfort of everyone else, I guess. I don't mind the space here. It's very cozy. But
I like
also
the
if,
idea of two towering tall folk being like, yeah, well, I've got the big room.
but also if it's not proper for us to do this in the common room of the inn. I mean, I simply used to do this around campfires during marching, long periods of marching. But Yeah.
Hey,
I do not
onions.
care.
Yeah.
How legal is this Apple Jack?
I mean, I assume as long as you don't make any trouble, it's not like a deputy is going to come after you for it. I don't know.
Do you
Okay.
mind us smoking it here?
No, I don't mind. Mi casa
all
es
right.
su casa.
All right. Zoth will,
Spanish exists in this world.
It's canon.
Yeah.
It's
He's-
canon now.
Yeah.
Zoth will sit.
That's some
sit
other
down on the
language.
table.
That's what language is Spanish? Elvish. He says in Elvish. Mi casa es su casa. He says in Elvish.
Cries in Spanish.
Zoth will sit down at the table and begin like studying it, just like property smell before actually trying it.
Yep. Are you
I will
rolling
roll
religion or insight?
Religion.
Okay. And what'd you get?
There's my religion. I got a 14.
Okay. You're pretty sure that this is a depressant, not a stimulant. So it probably like chills you out. And it doesn't
a depressant. Like it makes you depressed?
no, like a downer, not like an upper.
Okay.
An example in real life would be alcohol.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't seem like it would be all that addicting. Like, drugs have different levels of addicting properties. This one doesn't seem like it would be all that addicting.
Okay. Zoth will take like a quarter of a root, roll it up, and then try it.
Okay.
And then pass it to Alan.
Okay.
It's a puff pass situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of you roll me Constitution saves.
Saves. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick back and watch this unfold.
17.
Okay. Both of you. So I'm using a variant drug rule chat, which I've already sent to the party, so they should already know it. But basically,
never
they
read
have
it.
to save against becoming addicted to drugs and the level of addiction and all that stuff, how bad it can be. So they've both just passed their saves, so they're not addicted to the drug. Each of you experiences the effects of the Calm Emotions spell. The Calm Emotions spell is basically a relaxing of emotions in a group of people. When the spell ends, any suppressed effect resumes. So it basically just makes you laid back, and anything that you're feeling hostile about, you become indifferent towards, and anything that you are indifferent towards, you are more likely to feel positive towards, although it's not automatic. So basically just chills you out a little bit, just lays you back. This will last for 30 minutes. Roll me a Constitution check to see if you experience any effects at the end of that.
30-20.
13.
Okay. Neither of you experiences any effects at the end of the 30 minutes. So for 30 minutes, you're chilled out, and then afterwards, it wears off. And that's what the drug does.
Whoa,
That wasn't
man.
exciting to watch.
Alan's gonna sit back and just like, is the fire that's in this little pixel art thing, is that actually there in the inn?
Yeah, sure.
Alan's gonna scoot his chair closer to the fire and just sit back and stare at the fire and just take it all in.
Wasn't that good, man?
Shit, man. If it's gonna be like this, hand me some of that.
He hands you the quarter roll. I gotta save it for the party, but if we can get more.
Oh man, you bringing this to the party?
Fox,
It's gonna be an
roll
interesting time.
a con save.
Please
You actually
roll
need to
low.
roll me
Please
2.
low. Please roll low.
Fox becomes addicted to this very,
Oh,
very mild
well-
drug.
I got a 13. What did you say I have to beat?
I got a 12 earlier. You should be okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, okay.
You do need to roll one more con save now, just for when the drug wears off, to see if you have any after effects. But you're not
10.
addicted. Nope, no after effects. So it's a similar chilled experience for you.
Jeb comes in at the end of all of this.
Yeah,
He's got,
Jim
like,
comes in and
he's-
everyone's just like chilling in their chairs, staring at the fire.
Alan
He's got,
does like look back at Fox and Zoth and just be like, reminds me of different times.
It's been too long.
It has.
Man, have you ever like looked at the fire and like thought about like that's life, man?
I
Yeah.
know. I know.
Remember
It's
our first-
just like life.
Remember our first few days together, Fox, man?
Bro. I hated you so
remember,
much.
I remember Jeb. Jeb, I fell through a crack in the earth and fell on top of Jeb. And like Alan like turns around. It's like, Jeb, we need to talk more, man.
Whoa, man.
Jeb, you've
That's pretty
returned.
crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you
Yeah,
get? You said you went out to like get some stuff?
Yeah, he got 2 leather-bound journals
Oh, cool.
and a stack of paper.
Very cool.
Jeb,
So
Jeb,
you can,
I need to tell
hey,
you
I
about
got
how.
my stuff. Wait, what?
Dude,
Oh
look
no!
Look at the fire, man. It's like
You were supposed to be watching them.
so you know
He
how
did,
like
man, and then we're watching him now.
you see like how the heat like is like the life force, right? And you know it dances and sways back and forth just like the chaos of life, right, man? And but look how beautiful it is, you know. Life wouldn't be beautiful if it wasn't without chaos, you know. It's like life, you know.
Into like an Italian lady. Yeah. You know.
When Fox gets high, his voice changes. It's like he's a vocal changeling.
Jeb, do you want to try
Um,
some?
No, but while Fox is like going on about the fire, Jeb points his blunderbuss over it and casts prestidigitation and like just has it start cycling through colors.
Alan just like immediately like just like sits back and it's just like,
Yo, are you seeing this? Jeb, are you
Seeing
seeing
what?
this?
Seeing what?
I
like-
see it too, man. Don't worry.
I just
Fire,
see
man.
you guys sitting there. What the?
Oh,
What
you
about
need
the
to-
fire? I mean, it's
it
just
doesn't
burning.
matter.
It's like normal
it
fire.
doesn't
color.
matter if Jeb doesn't think it's real. It's real to us.
Yeah, man.
That's what matters.
that's true, Alan. That's you know what? I think that's the most true thing I've heard all day.
Does your
Thank you,
blunderbuss
man.
make a sound when you cast a spell?
It goes beep. No, it doesn't make a sound. No.
Okay.
Booey? Man.
No, not when he does cantrips.
Okay.
Are you guys
Um,
doing anything else, or are you just gonna sit here?
There
I'm
was
willing to
so-
let you
yeah.
roleplay this whole 30
Oh, no,
minutes.
no.
It's funny.
Zoth will look into the pot. Hey, yeah, man, you gotta get out of here.
Oh no.
Yeah, the Myconid looks over the pot and sees that you're smoking a plant and crawls back into the pot.
Oh man.
Yeah, maybe not a
I'm
good
sorry.
call.
Oh, that was super
Yeah.
insensitive, man. Come
It's
on.
It's like we're doing this to one of his own kind, man.
Yeah,
I didn't
you just showed him the corpse, the burning corpse, man.
Hey,
That's effed up. That's effed up.
I wasn't thinking. He likes new things. I'm sorry, man.
Bruh, you gotta think. You gotta think. You never
that's like
think,
telling-
Zod. You never
that's like
think.
telling a vegan that your hot wings were really good.
Hey guys, check this out. And Jeb casts reduce on Fox so that he becomes tiny.
Whoa, Jeb, why'd you do that, man?
For the
We're just-
podcast
I don't know, man. It might be the
listeners,
drugs.
Matt is currently looking all around his webcam as though he has been shrunk.
Honey,
It
I
might be
shrunk the
drugs,
kid.
I don't know.
Does this mean I can like do like I'm gonna try some I'm gonna run as fast as I can to the front door.
How small does this spell actually make him, Jeb?
One size category smaller. So he
Okay,
is-
so from
he is
medium to small. So he's about your size.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's like my size.
you run as fast as you can to the door.
All right. And I'm looking for one of those auto squirrel ferrets things messages.
There's an auto ferret. Sure, it's just a little ways down the hallway. You find one.
Guys,
This only lasts a
Nice.
minute.
watch this. I'm gonna tell him like, go little man, go, and I'm gonna hop on it.
Well, first you need to roll an acrobatics to leap up and pull the cord for the auto ferret. It's so much taller than you now.
I'm a pro. Thank you very much. 22.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You pull it. So now you're gonna try and ride the ferret. It's still waiting for you to tell it where to
Ghost
go.
ride the whip.
Just go, man. Go
Zoth will be
where
like,
you need to go.
Go to the southern message board.
Yeah, man, I am the message.
The ferret
About
goes, the ferret turns, and you're still trying to ride it. You are like much larger than this minuscule
Yes, I
ferret
know.
still. You also
DMV
have been
just
given
gave him
disadvantage by
disadvantage,
chat. So roll animal handling with disadvantage, I guess.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a 3.
You
Two on the die.
You fall right off of the auto ferret and land on your back. You like smack your head a
Could I
little bit
try
on the
and catch
ground
him?
as you fall. No.
Oh,
It's just
The
not that.
spell would probably wear off about then too.
Yeah. So he falls and like flops on the ground and then it enlarges back to his normal
Whoa.
size.
Yeah, why'd you have to get him riled up like that, man? We were just chilling.
Bruh. I could have gone on an adventure.
I hate to say this, but to borrow a Zoth-ism, you're harshing the vibe.
Am I harsh in the vibe?
No, no,
I'm
man.
sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
right in the
Jeb's
vibe.
harshing the vibe. It's okay, man.
Whoa,
it's not
whoa, whoa.
It's not a sin to harsh the vibe.
Don't give
But-
Jeb a hard time. I pat Jeb on the back. Don't give him such a hard time. You know, he's been through a lot, you know, and he's probably trying to make sure we don't do dumb stuff, you know?
That's he. In that case, he seemed to be kind of encouraging dumb stuff. But I think I get the spirit of what you're saying.
I trust him completely. You know, he would never do me wrong. I mean, he saved us when we came down a mile. Are you doubting that?
That's
Are-
no.
are you
no,
doubting
man.
that?
No, I wouldn't doubt that at all, man. Jeb, you are the
Dude, you're the man,
the
Jeb.
dirt. The dirt. You're the dirt, man.
Yeah, the
folk.
dirt.
You're the dirt folk, man. Folk.
Jeb has cast mold earth and has made himself like a fluffy dirt beanbag chair, and he's just sitting in the corner, scribbling, just like shaking his head, like giggling at you guys,
Yeah.
like, and he's just writing in his books.
what are you writing, man?
Bro,
Oh,
don't bother
I'm,
him.
No, it's okay. I'm making a copy of Grandpa's journal.
Oh man, that sucks. I'm still sorry about your grandpa, man. That must be hard.
Bruh.
Yeah. I mean, it eventually is gonna happen to everybody, I suppose. But
Just
He
like
was
that
a-
fire, man. That fire's gonna die out.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Just
okay.
like Fox's voice, eventually
okay, Fox.
it's gonna go out.
It's okay,
Yeah.
Fox. You don't have to breathe that much in. It's okay.
Oh.
It's puff puff pass, man.
That's all. Don't call me out like that. For those podcast listeners, Josh just called me out in the chat. He's like, "That wasn't RP. That was real." But I practically almost burped my guts out.
Is it?
That's a side effect of Applecats.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa, he was Grandpa was a good guy.
All right,
He,
man. Well,
I spent a lot of time with him when I was younger.
it's
And,
kind of late. Maybe we should turn it in.
The high does begin to wear off at this point. It's been about your half hour.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to bed.
So Zoth, is this like church for you?
Yeah, man. Did I feel any closer or any more connection to Kel Norwell?
No.
Okay. Yeah, man. It is. Generally, it's a little bit more ceremonial and ritualistic, but that was a good vibe. You know, that's the sort of thing I would do back
All
home.
I'm saying, that's enough ceremony and ritual for me.
We should get more of this before we leave town for the road.
I agree.
Kids. Cracking me up.
One day, Jeb.
One day I'll be a kid. Nah, man, those years are in the past for me.
Hey, man, you could still be a kid if you want.
I will say, it is whatever you're comfortable with. Don't feel any pressure.
Of course not. No pressure.
Speaking of no pressure, man, I'm gonna go to the bed and try to sleep off this accent that I've gained.
All right.
Did
Good
you,
night,
like,
everyone.
Shapeshift your tongue or something?
Oh, dude, it's an art. All right. So let me sit down and tell you. Okay. So, I gotta shapeshift. The dude stuff. Because it's just part of the life.
The dude
But-
stuff. What does that mean?
It's part of the.
You could
it's-
shapeshift your dude stuff? That's weird.
That wasn't where I was going, but yeah, I technically could. I mean, I wasn't gonna bring that up though.
And with that, the scene comes to the close.
I was gonna say, so the next morning. So the next morning, everyone wakes up and you've had a long rest, and the long rest has happened, and you're not high, and there's no after effects of the high, and it's the morning, and now it's the morning. Did you all walk out and have some breakfast with onions? And is anyone? We got 2 days before the party. Does anyone want to do anything during that time?
I do want to check out that address.
Right, you want to go visit with your tryout buddy.
Yes.
Are you taking Jeb with you? Last time you talked about maybe bringing Jeb or not bringing Jeb.
Hey, Jeb.
Yeah, what's up?
I got a proposition for you.
Oh, yeah?
Remember when I was
I don't want to do apple cats. We
No,
talked
it's
about this.
it's not apple cats. Remember we had that talk the other day about opportunity to perhaps enriching ourselves.
I don't want to dance, man. I told you I'm a line dancer. And I'm not.
Oh, can I go dancing?
Zoth, there's actually a height requirement, and you're too tall.
Oh man, this always
That's weird.
happens.
But Jeb, I think you'd be the right height, and I think you'd be very interested.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I won't make any promises, but sure. I mean, if you think I should come along, I can kind of decide when we get there, I guess.
I'm just saying, it might be something that might brighten your day.
Okay.
Add a little shine to it.
You're that's a little weird, but okay.
Just fucking come with me, Jeb.
You could have just led with that. Hey Jeb, come with me, please. Not all putting a twinkle in your eye and making your head shiny or whatever.
Man, Jeb, I was trying to do it smooth.
Well,
All right.
next
Gotta
time,
appreciate the little things, okay? It's about delivery.
Yeah,
All right, you set off?
you should work on that a little bit.
When they leave, Zoth will turn to Alan. Well, Alan, said he'd help me learn to take better care of the plant if you're interested.
I was actually considering spending some time at the temple of Owara, the one that has the laboratory.
Alrighty.
I'd like to see if I can workshop any ideas that might come up, especially since we have this downtime. I think a good productive use of both of our times might be focusing on these things that we're interested in.
Yeah, man. If you need me, you know where I am.
Perfect. Same here.
All right, we will come back to you two as we follow the story of Fox and Jebediah Peppermint.
You good?
Yeah.
I'm jibbing it.
Jibba pep.
The address leads you to a small burrow called Shale Crest, dug into the west side walls of the bowl. The passages here are only 3 shins high, so Fox, you have to crouch or crawl to pass through. Nobody. Go ahead.
I'll just make myself as short as possible as I can, which is probably like 5 foot.
Yeah, it's about 5 feet.
Yeah.
And then, I guess, are you crouch walking or crawling? Just so I have the image.
Crouch walking,
Yeah, you're crouch walking, like everyone in every roguelike game.
Yeah, you get like a real thigh workout.
Yeah. So
looks
you
really uncomfortable. I bet your shins are like burning really bad.
Yeah, it's actually my leg day.
Nobody is
there
outside
you
in the
go.
streets, but you do catch the occasional glitter of dark, dirtfolk eyes watching you through windows and peepholes. As the bustle of the town square behind you dies out, you find it eerily quiet here. Fungi and root systems grow seemingly at random, marring the smooth ground of the tunnels. Eventually, you come to the address that you worked so hard to retrieve, and you find yourself looking at a round wooden door that was probably painted white at some point, but now is flaking and weathered, somewhere between dingy gray paint and the natural brown color of the wood. As you take it in, the door opens, and behind it, still shadowed beneath hat, hood, and cloak, is your dirtfolk contact. I see you made it. Good, then. And I see you brought a dance partner. He motions with his always lit cigar to Jebediah. Well, introduce us.
Well, this here is Shebediah, and I believe he might be a little interested in learning how to do the tango.
Is that so? And he pops the cigar out of his
When
mouth.
I smoke a cigar.
He pops the cigar out of his mouth. He looks at Jeb, makes eye contact with you, with his one eye that's visible under his hood and his hat and everything. Talk to me about your skills.
I do the unimaginable, and I make the impossible happen.
Bold claims. How can you prove it?
Indeed. Jeb looks to the left and looks to the right
Nobody
and
around.
says, "How discreet are you?"
Discretion is my middle name.
I think he's pretty discreet, Jeb.
Jeb points the blunderbuss at the guy and clicks it and lights his cigar.
He takes a slow puff of the cigar. Blows out a smoke, like a perfect O smoke ring. Much obliged. All right, well, come in. Let's talk details. And he steps back and makes room for you to follow him into the house. It's a fairly dingy house. It might be a safe house, or it might just be that the dude hasn't spent any money on his house and it's kind of run down. But one or the other must be true, because there's not really anything on the walls. There's hardly any furniture. There's just a big table with the blueprints at the center, the same plans that you saw on the whiteboard box in the audition room, and then a couple chairs around it, and like a single candle burning on the table as well. So what I need to know is if you can dig. Like, can you dig discreetly in a way where no one's going to hear you? Because so many of us, we're just so messy, we don't learn any technique.
Let me see here. Yes, I can. I can dig silently.
Very good. All right, well, we do have one snag to the operation. I assume Fox has told you all about the layout of the bank.
Like where a river flows through?
That
kind of bank?
No, like
I haven't perhaps left a few details out for discretion purposes.
Good. That was
it
a
appears
test,
you have,
and you
in
passed.
fact, left some details out.
He takes another slow drag on his cigar, and he goes, all right, well, he said you've got discretion. This is your chance to prove it. We're about to rob a bank for 100,000 wingle digits.
Jeb's jaw hits the ground.
Can you handle it?
Jeb, you might want to pick that up off the floor.
Jeb picks his jaw up off the ground, places it back on his face. 100,000.
We'll split it 3 ways.
How are you going to move that amount of money? Is that
Carefully
a significant
quickly.
amount of money?
Indeed. And, as I said, there was a snag. The bank was tipped off by one of my, shall we say, competitors. And they've hired on extra security for the night shifts. So we're going to have to do it during the day. Now, here's how
Well,
it
fortunately,
works.
down here, the day is still dark.
Not in the bowl, it's not. He,
Oh, you're right.
starts moving some paper around. You hear it as he flaps to the page that he needs. All right, here's how it's going to work. Underneath the bank, just like there is under every building in the bowl, there is a kind of waste disposal area, sends a bunch of garbage down. You've probably seen these tunnels before. We've got sewers for sewage and we've got sewers for garbage. So this is the garbage kind of disposal area. And so what's going to happen is you and Fox, you're going to enter the bank on the normal floor, the level 1, okay? So that's the area with the receptionist and the shelf. You're going to have to talk your way past that receptionist to get behind the counter and through that door. Now, behind that door is the manager's area, and in that area is the lever that's going to flush the trash from beneath the bank room. You're going to get that lever pulled. I am going to be in that trash area waiting for the portcullis to open that triggers the trash flow. So when it does, I'll dig my way past it, make my way up that area so that we can get to the vault from either side. You're going to then go back through here, past this guard, get through that door, through this guard, and then drop through this grate in the floor. This drain is going to take you to the crawl space between the main floor of the bank and the underground vault where they keep all the wingle digits. You're going to burrow through the ceiling here, and he marks a specific spot on the ceiling of the vault. You're going to burrow through the ceiling right there so that you don't disturb the managers who will be directly above you. So if you go through this spot and he motions to one side, that's under a conference room. They'll hear you. If you go through this spot and he goes to the other side, that's an office. They'll hear you. It's got to be this one spot. So you dig through here, and then you make sure that you cover it up like you were never there, nothing was dug, and that'll get you into the vault. You can't go through the hatch door, it's cipher protected. So you get into the vault, and there's going to be a teeny tiny drain in the center of the vault. The drain is meant to be so small that all of the coin stacks of wingle digits can't fall down it, but individual wingles can. So what you're going to have to do is open all of those pouches and just dump them down the drain. We've got 2 minutes before the chute closes again. And because they're too heavy to, make their way down a dry chute like that, I'm going to have to come up the chute to get them and bring them back down with me. So we've got 2 minutes to dump as many wingles as we can down the drain. And then you can get out either by going down next to the drain and getting yourselves into the trash chute, or you can go out exactly the way you came in. If you've talked your way in well enough, it shouldn't be a problem, right? He takes a slow drag on his cigar while he waits for your thoughts.
Do we have a chance to look the place over? When are we planning on doing
You
this?
could go visit the bank if you want to. It's just one of the Summit Banking Guild banks. They're in the bowl. And
Drain.
we can do this
Go ahead.
anytime. So as far as time goes, it's got to be during the day, but we could do it today if you want. We could do it tomorrow. In fact, sooner's probably better, because if they just keep getting paranoid, they're going to hire more and more extra security.
Well,
The drain in the bottom of the vault, is it just the grill that is small, or is the tube or the pipe that it feeds down into small as well?
Just the grill. I think I like where this is going.
And you said you're going to be on the other side?
I'm going to be on the other side, but a little ways down the chute, because the first part is a drop. So gravity is going to take care of that for us. But once they hit the dry dirt, there's no guarantee that they're going to slide the whole way down to me. So I'm going to be in that kind of on-ramp, if you will, to the main trash line. And that's where I'll be collecting from. We'll meet back here afterwards to divvy the goods.
Okay, Fox, I can, once we get them down through there, I can get through the drain and help him get them out on the other side, because that's going to be a significant amount of merchandise to move.
right. DM.
Yep.
Based off of the crate of wingle digits we made off with last time, can I guesstimate the volume of wingle digits we're talking about here?
Sure. You're talking so each of those crates was 100 wingle digits. So you're talking about 1,000 of those, or 100,000 of those.
And the cloth sacks are like what, 10 each?
Yeah. I didn't say it'd be
Okay,
easy.
so-
Unless you've got some way to
well-
materialize time, though. It's not like we can just, make it the trash chute only opens once a day to prevent people from stealing things like we're doing. And because it's deep
Fox.
enough that it's dug into bedrock, we
Yes.
can't just dig around it.
What if we burn them beforehand? What if we start a huge fire in there, burn the fabric off of it, and then once everything is consumed, we make our way into the room and then just start shoveling them down? They would already be free of the cases.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Ah, shoot.
So,
I'll be back.
do you
Jake,
think anybody?
you said you were going to do it.
We'd have to do that ahead of time, right? And assume
Well,
that
it would
nobody.
need to at least be. It would need to be mildly before the 2-minute window, however long that would take. It would
Sure.
also, well, yeah.
But it might
It would
alert.
definitely leave. Yeah, I don't know if they got any sort of fire sensing. You said that the door was safe or protected. Is that just from entry? Do you know what, or is there any sort of like thermal detection or anything?
I don't know the protections on it. I just know that there are 5 ciphers wired into that hatch. And there's too much volatility in magic for us to try and get around that on the fly with 2 minutes. Because you've already pulled
What
the
is
lever
the-
by the time you get there.
What is the time frame between the 2-minute windows?
Can you clarify?
Like you said, there's a 2-minute window where the grate is open.
Mm-hmm.
It closes. How much time before it opens again?
24 hours, right?
24 hours.
24 hours too long, so we can't
Wait a
rope trick
minute.
it.
Do we know how often they check the vault?
No. I assume they check it every day. I mean,
So hear me out. Me and Jeb make our way into the vault overnight. We go ahead, cut open every bag. And before anybody has a chance to check on it in the morning, we pull the trash chute, dump all of it at once.
sounds risky, but it could work.
What do you think, Jeb?
You'd have to get past the extra security to pull it off.
Well, what if we get in there during the day? We just have to find a good hiding spot. Nobody's going to check on it in the middle of the night if they don't have any suspicion. Because if they open the door, they leave a chance for somebody to sneak in, right? As long as that door is shut to all they know, nobody should be able to get in.
That's a good point. And if they're hiring extra help, they're not going to trust them with keys to the vault. So they're not going to want the extra help checking the vault. They're
Right,
just going to
right.
be supposed to keep people out.
So if we can get in right before night shift starts, stay in there overnight, and then morning we'll have it all set up to just shove it all out.
It's a possibility. It could work.
What do you think, Jeb? You'd be in there with me if we did this.
That's true. We do have, we can go all ropesy dopesy if we need to like be scarce for a time, and I can keep that up for a good long while.
Right, ropesy dopesy, I catch your drift. All right. I think this is a plan. And you said the sooner we do it, the better, right?
Yeah. You
What
think
triggers is it a certain time of the day?
They usually do
Agreed.
it at the end of the day before everyone goes home. The last manager to
it's,
leave just pulls the chute. Or pulls
So
the lever.
there's a mechanism that pulls it or that opens it.
Yeah, there's a lever right near the front door here, and he motions to a spot on the plan.
Okay. So somebody's gonna need to be on the outside.
Well, you can pull it on your way in. Oh, I see. If you're already in there.
Right.
Then. So we got to do something that'll convince them to throw trash away.
what if we make the place smell horrid? Make it think like the septic or whatever is piled up. Somebody might be
That could work.
tempted to pull it.
How would you do that? How would you accomplish that?
We need something foul smelling. I figure there's probably somewhere where the air wafts up from the trash. We gotta make it
Probably.
obvious it's the trash. And if we can...
What if you had someone deliver like foul-smelling trash, like just run in and leave it there under any pretense? Do you have like an expendable contact or like an adventurer partner who only is sort of affiliated with you, who like you wouldn't mind just kind of leaving out to dry?
I got an idea.
Someone who'd be like kind of willing to just try something because you asked him to, you know?
Josh is hinting at some NPC. I don't know who.
Oh. I might have an idea here. Okay. I'll have to look to see who I can get to do it. But if we can have it be something innocuous, and then it become foul in the trash.
You could also do, if you did something that way, then you could just do it on your way in. If you're going in overnight, when they get there in the morning and it smells terrible, they'll throw the trash away and pull the lever.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we could just drop a thing of milk down there.
Wait.
You know, let it sit long enough and it'll pop the cork on the top and start spoiling and smelling gross.
Jebediah. You could do it.
Hey, I could do what?
I need to look the right way on the camera. You know, you do the thing with your gun, right? That's one of the things you can do, right?
Make stuff smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I could do that, but I have to like see the thing. So we still have a problem of like getting out there.
What if you went in, cut the bags, and then one of you left again and came back the next morning to trigger it? So we have one person in the vault, one person receiving, that's me, and then one person who's triggering the vault to be drained.
Right. Well, in that case, if we're going to do all that, and they have all night to cut all the bags, I feel like we just need to put one person in overnight.
Fair enough.
We'll have one person on the outside.
It's going to have to be
mean, I
you,
know-
he says to Jebediah, because you got to be able to dig your way in.
Well, there's that, and I can get out pretty easily too. And actually, Fox, blending into the crowd in the bank, that's probably going to be your specialty.
Right. I think
If
that
only
might...
Momentary
only we
flashback
could
to
acquire-
Fox pulling his shirt over his knees and making his face into a dirt folk.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. They're dirt folk in the bank.
That's his specialty.
Being
Yeah.
dirt folk.
I can work something out if I'm the man on the outside. And I think you're right, Jeb. I think it's best I'm the one on the outside. I mean, how else am I going to get out? You know?
Could you get him in, Fox, but just not go the whole distance with him? Because we could start this in the middle of the day, like right now, and then you could just, like, once he's in, you could either leave or trigger the lever right then. I mean, it won't take him that long, maybe 5 more minutes, you know, assuming he gets past these people, you know, only 5 or 6 minutes for him to get to the vault.
Well,
Right.
I mean, honestly, Fox, you could go in with me, and then, like, you could pull the lever on your way out. Right?
I would need a disguise. Have you been surveilling this bank?
Yes.
What kind of staff do they have? I know you said they have hired guards. Obviously, they probably have tellers. Do they have contracted workers come in for any reason? Are they renovating?
Anyone tall.
They have plenty of tall folk who work there. It's a Summit Banking Guild. outlet. You know, they're from way over in the east, the Summit Banking Guild. So this is, you know, they moved into town and took over with these 2 branches they've opened. So they've got, you know, all different height people are working there.
So all we need is a uniform and your golden fox.
Perhaps a janitor?
That could work.
Perhaps a janitor.
I could get into a lot of spaces on the pretense of just cleaning.
And the janitors have, and he pulls the plan back out and like reaches over to a new spot you haven't looked at yet. The janitors have a little locker of cleaning supplies right here next to the lever for the trash chute. So if you were over there, it would be really easy and convenient for you to get to the lever and leave again. You might even be able to hide some supplies in that closet if you needed them.
All right. So overview. Okay.
Okay.
You go in and you're waiting underneath. Jeb,
Yes.
you're going to go in. I guess I'd be smuggling you in, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you'd have to
could s-
smuggle him in. He might fit in like a mop thing, like the bucket that you take with the mop. He might fit.
That-
In
How
one of
long
those.
would it take? How long would it take? How much time would it take to get back there?
From this locker, how long would you say that is? What is the scale on this map?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms you have to go through before you get to that grate, and including the receptionist at the front, there's 3 different people you have to get past. So you get past the receptionist at the front, and that's going to put you into this little working corridor here where the janitor supplies are and the trash chute lever. At the end of that corridor, around a corner, is the guard in the little gate, like the little guard room, who is protecting the back areas of the bank. If you can get past that guard, you'll find yourself in the meeting room. Big table, you know, there's a little receptionist in the corner to take notes, lots of chairs. There's no security guards, it's just that receptionist. So if you look like a janitor, you should be fine.
Right.
Behind the meeting room are the manager's offices. So there's 4 offices. There's a water cooler here, and then at the back door of that room takes you to the grate and the trash dump. So there's a grate in the floor for draining any liquids. They just go into the crawl space. That's your way in. And then there's also in the wall, there's the big opening that's where we would throw trash down if we were employees at the bank.
Okay. I think we can make this work. Just have to find a perfect way to smuggle Jeb in. We could do this today.
We sure could. They may not have even hired
All right.
anybody yet. Last I checked, that posting was still on a notice board.
So here's the thing. One last final piece. Because I feel like we got a good plan of getting in there and getting out. Where do we store 333,000 wingle digits?
That, my friends, is a you problem.
Exactly.
Huffs on his cigar.
Jeb,
And to be fair, Fox, since you and I are partners, logistically speaking, where do we store 666.666 repeating?
Now hold
thousand?
on. Now hold on here. You're storing 66,000 wingle digits.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. My math is off. 66,000 wingle digits.
that might be important to figure out ahead of time. When are we
That might be
distributing?
important to figure out ahead of time.
When are we going to distribute the goods?
We can distribute as soon as the job is done. In fact, if you want to just meet me down in the trash area, I can show you how I'll be getting down there. And that way you can just come down and meet me and none of us have to haul away the whole amount.
All right. I think we might want to give us at least part of today to figure out our end about where we want to store this stuff. Do I come back here to reach you?
You can come back here to get in touch with me. I'll wait.
Okay. What do you say, Jeb?
I mean, we need seed capital, so let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Let's go find a spot then.
He holds out a claw to shake.
Yeah, Jeb shakes his hand.
Holds out a claw to Fox, shakes claws.
Of course. Yep.
And then you walk out as he turns his attention back to the plans in front of him. You hear him take a deep breath and go, "It's time." He's just
As
getting all
Jeb
excited.
walks out, he's gonna like look over his shoulder, give the guy a look up and down just a little bit. Do I catch any whiff of the dead eyes from this guy?
No. Nothing
Okay.
about him implies an allegiance to this gang. In fact, frankly, everything about him implies kind of a small-time operation that wants to be a big-time operation.
Gotcha.
This is like the job that makes him a business kind of thing.
Okay.
I just
Well-
a whole big thought thing just happened in my mind about the possibilities are endless.
There's a
worry,
part of me
it
that
hurt.
wants you to like just walk right back to the bank and try and deposit 66,000 wiggle digits in their vault.
Oh.
Or like go to the other one, across town and just deposit 66,000 wiggle digits.
So, Jeb, let's find a quiet place to talk, and I think I might need your expertise of the area. But we need to figure out how to move it and store it.
So, my initial thought is we are going to need some sort of transportation with our adventuring company. And I was rather impressed by the Edison carts that have been kind of floating around. I was thinking, what if?
Sorry, 15 to make sure nobody's like listening or following.
I'm just going to clear the tension pool to find out.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure before
you're good,
Jeb
you're
says
good.
anything.
Nobody in particular is following you, but you do notice a couple of people who are like, they have stopped walking and are looking at you weird, probably because you're a tall folk and you're still crouch walking your way through the little burrow that you're in.
Let's probably keep the details.
Oh
To a
yeah,
minimum.
yeah. Okay.
But
Back
you
to-
just-
Back to Cheese's place, or do you want to like dip somewhere before then?
I think Jesus has been safe so far. If Shale thought so, I think we
Well,
can trust it.
If you'd want to, like the other guys would be around.
Oh, you're right. Let's. You know a place. Do you know any nice secluded areas?
Yeah,
Perhaps
I
a
know a nice
garden?
little delicatessen down the road. We can get like a sandwich or something. It's well, at least last I remember is like low traffic. We could like just get a booth in the corner or something like that.
Okay.
It's exactly
follow
where you
your lead.
remember.
Yeah, it's called Mama Fats.
Wow. This
They
looks like a
have-
really authentic place.
They have a very enticing menu. When you sit down, there's a menu. It's written in common, and it's just sitting there on the table waiting for you. And each table has a little bell on it that you can ding to call someone to come take your order. The
Yeah,
food's
Mama's
very
pretty
reasonably
great.
priced.
I don't know if she still runs the place, but she was pretty great.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we're working with.
Okay, so
Um,
here's what I'm thinking. And Jeb has like a Reuben, like a corned beef
Yep.
when sauerkraut sandwich. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna need some sort of transportation anyway. Like our deep rotate did pretty good. We could get them hooked up to something a bit more modern. I'm thinking something. All right, no. This is probably something that we could get Owlin in on because he's like super duper smart. I think his muscles belie the size of his brain.
Right, right.
But here's my thoughts. If we could get a cart, right? But instead of the canvas top, it was like a wood top, right? Like with like a door on the back, right?
More
if
like
we
a
could
carriage.
Yeah. Okay, sure, yeah. Big words, okay. Carriage. And but what if we could somehow integrate my rope trick spell and the way that it expands with some ciphers onto this thing so that it's bigger on the inside and we could have like a base of operations in there.
And if it's small enough on the outside, no one would
It's
think,
inconspicuous. Yeah.
like, because we could never possibly make off with that much in such a small. Okay.
Well, I mean, so I mean, this is like big picture, right? You know, initially we could just like get the cart now, and it would be enough to load all of this stuff in it, minus us. But you know, in the future, we could have, you know, like our company name on the side of it. We could have like, you know, the whole base of operations thing inside, and you know, this, that, and the, like this. I'm thinking this money could kind of go towards to facilitating that.
It'd be the perfect cover for getting a wagon too, if we're incorporating.
Yep. So we could go ahead and do it now and say, you know, make payments on it and then just come back and like cash it off afterwards.
We have to be careful with that. You know, spending too much money immediately after money disappeared. We might want to just stick to making the payments.
Yeah, so you gotta keep it on the DL.
Right. We can just set aside how much we ever need to make for the payments. Okay, so we get a wagon.
There's a lot of economics in crime.
Where do we take the wagon? Or do we just keep it on the wagon?
You mean the carriage?
The vehicle that will be
bigger words. Fancy.
Facilitating our business. However you want to call it.
I forget the question. Now that we've determined that this is the carriage, vehicle, cart, business apparatus.
Are we going to take it somewhere and drop off the goods? Are we going to keep the goods on it?
I think that we should keep the goods in it. That's just personally, because, you know, us, we're pretty mobile. We're going to be moving. You know, I don't anticipate us being around in town for too incredibly long.
Alan and Zoth are going to ask questions.
Well, of course they are.
Do we just stonewall them? I don't think Zoth has ever ratted me out.
I don't really feel too keen about lying to them either.
That's why I figure we just don't tell them where it came from, you know?
Well.
Won't be lying if we don't tell them anything.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, honestly, I really just want to pay off my debts. And if I'm being honest, you know, this bank probably has a lot of the money from the casino in it that's going up. And so my hope is that we're yanking money from these turds that kind of swindled me and paying them back off with it. Yeah.
I like it. Don't you
That's
think
how
there'll
I'm
be
justifying
a
my corrupt morals.
Don't you think they're going to be a little suspicious if you pay them back after they potentially lost a bunch of money from the bank?
I mean,
well,
they're suspicious of me now, and they're coming for me now. So I guess that really wouldn't change much.
And the bank should be insured, so even if they do lose money right now, they shouldn't care.
Yeah, it would wash out in the long run. I'm sure there is an IFDC here in Urida.
They'd basically be getting double the money. We'd be, you know, messing with them in the short term, but they can't be mad at you either. And that would keep them off your back. Okay. Now we just gotta find this wagon, carriage, vehicle, business facilitating thing.
Yeah, let's go, DM, how much do you want us to roleplay this out? Because
that's what I was just wondering. Do you guys want me to simplify time by giving you some skill checks to roll and seeing how it goes? Or do you want to... Okay, because the other option is we could do a bonus episode later that is like Fox and Jeb's Day Out. It's like talking about the heist and how it goes. So either of those is an option that I'm willing to do. If we do Fox and Jeb's Day Out, we would do it on like a weekend day maybe we could host that on Wash's channel or something like that. Details to be announced. Or we can do some rolls so that you know the answer before we get to the parties.
What do you think, Wash?
I don't want to steal the rest of the evening from Owlin and Zothkug.
Right.
What I'm doing is fairly simple. Like, it's going to be one skill check, and Josh tell me how it goes.
Yeah, we'll just be time skipping to Friday otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we pull,
I'm cool with doing some skill checks to get the silly stuff, like the mundane stuff out of the way, like getting a cart and this, that, and the other. But like the heist, I think, is probably going to have some plans go wrong. I'm anticipating things to go wrong
Okay.
because they always go wrong.
And it is actually, I did like the cartoonish double take earlier at the time of like, wow, it feels like we've been playing for 30 minutes, but we have been playing for more than 30 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
you
Time
made
do
me
be
look
passing.
at the time.
Yeah, time do be passing. So okay. Let's talk to you for a second here, chat. Chat, it's you and us having a chat with the chat. We've probably, so it's 11 p.m., which is the beginning of our ending time slot. We end between 11 and midnight every night. So we can either role play out the heist as well as, just doing some dice rolls for the prep stuff, and that'll probably be the end of the session, or we can start one of the parties tonight. Do you have a preference, chat, on what you see? Either way, we will get you the content. But if we start the parties tonight, then, Fox and Jeb and I will have to offline make their heist, and that's fine. We are willing to figure that out.
So that's going to be a little awkward, right? If we go ahead without knowing
That's true.
the outline.
I'm completely fine if you guys want to play out the heist.
I guess
yeah, but
my concern is that we don't know how long the heist is going to take and what things in the heist will go wrong. One thing that I may suggest is that maybe we role play out the lead up to the heist, like we're prepping, we're getting the cart, or whatever, and then we roll. Alan and Zothkug can do their thing, and then maybe this. Well, I guess I don't know. It depends on whether Jeb and Fox are willing to do a bonus episode. But
I feel like the heist is just too important to just skip over, because what if they get captured and they're in jail? Then we spend the next 2 days, trying to free them or doing all
and
of
Zoth
that.
has the moral dilemma of getting them out of prison or going to the party.
Exactly.
a really hard choice.
For Zoth, it would be a very hard choice.
I guess the other option is what Josh said, is that we just do some rolls, get the result, and then later come back to role playing out the whole thing and just making sure that result happens. I don't know if that's weird or not.
It takes a lot of the bite out of a game session, though, if you know
I
how it
agree.
ends.
Yeah.
Stakes have to be real.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about it too much. We're going to do some rolls for the prep work right now, and then we're going to role play what Owlin is doing and what Zoth are doing, and then we're going to role play the heist, because there really aren't that many encounters in it. So we're going to finish the heist tonight. It's going to get done.
Okay.
Cool.
That's good.
That's good.
I'm good with that.
Nice.
All right. So give me the list of things you want to achieve for prep.
Well,
So we need a carriage.
right.
Okay. Are you buying or
It must
stealing
be a
it?
stylish carriage.
Leasing. It sounded like they were going to lease.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna lease it,
Okay.
rent to own.
You head down to the Edison car sales factory. You see the empty Elliott Orchid office while you're there.
Yeah.
A slick-tongued salesperson meets you on the floor, and you attempt to make a deal. Which of you is going to be doing the negotiating?
I got this.
The
Chud.
silver-tongued one will do this. Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh,
I
thank
just
God.
realized I have not rolled a dice all night.
Wow.
I bet that feels dice.
Belly says he's enjoying whatever, and I say I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16, and the salesperson rolled a 15. The negotiation is quite favorable, and you wind up with a fairly affordable lease. They even agree to let you take the cart for the first 30 days with zero money down.
Yo.
So you wind up with
This
a
cart might pay for itself.
you end up with a classic you end up with a classic Model D4 cart from Edison. The great thing about the Model D4 cart is that there is a slot on the left side where you can put in some wingle digits, 10 wingle digits as expected, and it will park itself. It will. You put in 10 wingle digits, and the cart will
Do you
basically
mean full
parallel
wingle
park.
digits, or do you mean wingles?
I mean wingles.
Okay, that part is starting to get confusing to me.
I agree. I think slang will evolve beyond it soon in language.
Okay.
Like language
Okay.
evolves quickly, and this is all a slang way of referring to a thing. I think it will evolve past this quickly because everyone's going to feel the same way you do. I just haven't
Okay.
figured out what it evolves into. Probably wingy dinks or something. Whatever Belly said that one day, and he was like wiggle
Wingy-dingy-dinga.
dinks or whatever. Anyway, moving on. So you have the cart. What else do you need to achieve?
We need to make it look legitimate. So we need to get some lettering on the side of it.
Okay. Are you
Decaling.
doing the lettering by hand, or are you taking it to a professional?
Oh, we are taking it to a professional.
Great.
Yep.
You actually hit up Billy at his tavern, and he hooks you up with the guy who does all of Thames's carts. You take
Oh, yeah.
it to this artist, and he does a great job. What does he write on the side?
Now that is the question, Fox. I'm actually going to open it up to everybody. Since we've been talking about company stuff for a while, I don't want to exclude Owland and Zothkug from our company name.
Right.
What should we call it? I'm assuming we would have had this discussion ahead of time, because it's
Czar.
sure we were thinking about anyway.
Zoth feeling guilty about the night of the smoking was like, we should name it after yeah. We could be yeah. Exclamation mark. TM.
I'm trying to remember. I had some ideas, I feel like, previously, but I don't remember
Dark World
them.
Company was your favorite suggestion the last time it was talked
Dark
about.
World Company.
Yeah. That's the
That's
one you
kinda
seem
fun.
most excited
Company.
about.
Dark Moon Company.
Ooh.
Oh. I'm feeling the need to, like...
I believe Fantasy
Uh,
Name Generators does have like a guild generator if you want to just pick something off of there.
Hold on. I'm trying to, like, see if I can... Oh, wait, no.
Also, chat, if you want to weigh in on this discussion, what they should call their company.
Oh,
they
yes,
still have
please, chat.
veto
Give us
power, but you
ideas.
are welcome to weigh in.
I mean, Dark Moon Incorporated would be DMI, which kind of sounds neat, kind of rolls off the tongue.
And
That's
kinda
true.
Kind of like TMI, but Dungeons and Dragons. I'm trying... Yeah.
What
I
about
was trying to
Mellow,
incorporate like wandering.
the Mellow
Four guys in a
Vibes
carriage.
Corporation?
Mellow
Mellow
vibes.
Wait,
I do like vibes.
So does Zoth.
four guys vibing.
Four
the four
guys
vibes.
vibes.
Four guys
you were-
vibes.
What if you were just four guys?
FGB.
4 guys, burgers, and vibes.
I think just four guys vibes.
Yeah, man, that's great.
4 guys, adventures, and vibes.
Oh, there you go.
4 guys, adventures, and
Yes.
vibes is so
Yep.
good.
Yep.
What's our slogan?
I think that's it.
I think that's the one. I think that's money. 4 guys, adventures, and vibes.
Yeah,
It's
man.
official.
We get dangerous, so you don't have to.
There you go.
And other stuff.
They take care of the vicious dangers, so that way
It's,
you can...
it's small lettering
Take care
down
of
at the
the
bottom
vibing.
and other stuff. Where it's like the gas station where it's like groceries and more.
I love that.
There's a store down the street from my house that's meat and beer.
and small, yeah.
It's just the 2 food groups.
4 guys, adventures, and vibes.
Yep.
I love
4
that.
guys, adventures, and vibes.
Today's monsters are locally sourced from, and you have like a little whiteboard. Okay, so you have that lettered on the side, and he does a decent job.
Okay.
So that gets done, and until this heist is over, I'm going to assume all expenses are negligible because of the amount of money you're about to pull in. We'll just, if you pull off the heist, we'll dock a flat 1,000 for all of your prep work.
Bro,
Okay.
I want 5 guys burgers and fries now.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
want that too.
Other prep work, if any.
We need to get a hold, preferably, of the janitor's uniform ahead of time.
That's right. You need a janitor's outfit. Roll investigation to see if you can find one somewhere. This is about finding the tailor who made the original janitor's clothes.
15.
Sure, you find the janitor who made the original tailor's clothes, and you are able to commission a set for
crazy that
yourself.
the
You
janitor
even
made those
convince that
tailor's
janitor. Yeah, the tailor, and you're even able to convince the tailor that like you actually just got hired, so it has like your name on a patch and everything, or some fake name you give it. So,
Sure.
but it has some legitimacy to it. Anything else you want to do for prep?
He needs a mop bug.
I've got all my spell slots, so like I'm locked and loaded and ready to go.
Any
And we're gonna be cutting these, right? We're not going with the fire.
Yeah, we're gonna be cutting, and I can hide a dagger on me underneath the janitor uniform.
We're gonna need like some sacks or some crates or something to put these in the car. We don't just want like a big Scrooge McDuck pile in there. That's another one of the books I used to read when I was growing up. He was pretty cool.
How do you
He
do
used
you
to
guys
swim through coins. It was wild.
do you guys move grain? And how do you
I mean, we
move grain?
Should.
Yeah.
Probably barrels or burlap sacks or something.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if they have specialized containers, right, that fill it with grain, we could just fill it with wingle digits and call it grain. If anybody look.
Yeah. Inconspicuous. I like that.
How about Jeb rolls an investigation just so he gets to roll a die tonight?
Hey, that's-
See if you guys
I'm
can find
excited
some
about
burlap
this.
sacks. It also makes
It's
more
gonna
sense
be
for
a
him.
1.
Is it really?
No, but it's pretty bad. 12.
I rolled an
12.
over under for you and you passed it. So
Nice.
you actually do find burlap sacks that you need. Anything else?
We've got the means,
Now we just need the gumption.
gumption. Yeah,
Seizing the means of production.
I'm gonna
Are
go
you,
ahead.
Seizing the means of production.
Fine.
Are you up for this, Fox? Have you ever done a job like this before?
Not one this big, to be honest.
You're not gonna freeze up on us, are you?
No, I'm too excited. Now,
Okay, good.
before we go in, I have a little bit of a tradition me, Zoth unknowingly, do.
Okay.
So I head to the nearest bar in whatever.
Uh-huh.
Me and you, Jeb, we take a shot to success. This is my good
Okay.
luck.
All right.
So,
You each take a
Orders.
shot.
Poison.
what would be the fantasy equivalent of just rail shots?
It doesn't matter what it's called. You find the fantasy equivalent of rail shots.
Okay.
Trail shots.
Yep. They're called
Yeah.
rail shots.
Rail shot. Okay, yeah. Then yeah.
Rail
Ooh.
shots, but not for trains, because they don't exist.
That bites. Okay. All right, you ready to do this?
Let's go.
And as they make their way towards their upcoming heist plans, Alan Woodrear heads to downtown Tumbleweb, heads over to the lab of Oara. As you approach the lab, it looks just like it did last time. So it's the first floor has those big garage door type openings, and inside there's a busy workshop filled with different people who are working on different things. You are able to find an open work table. Tell me about what you're doing.
Alan has brought the plans, or at least his copy of the plans of the memory control device, and he's going to attempt to essentially reverse engineer it, like try to build it from the plans to ascertain what it is and what it does.
Okay. Let's see here. This is a plan of some complexity, so roll an investigation to see if you are able to discern kind of the direction you want to go, as far as tools and parts that go into it.
24.
24. That's solid. You get off to a great start. You have all the resources you need. This is a lab of Oara, so of course there are plenty of tools and work materials available to you. The only thing you don't have is the actual ciphers that you need to tear apart and put in there. I suppose you might have one from, I don't remember if you have one from Dig Site 6, but you might have a cipher from there, but you have the rest
I
of
think
it.
I have one cipher, yes. I think
Okay.
I remember Jeb gave me one.
Are you going to take that one apart as part of the process, or are you going to try and build it without the ciphers to still try and guess what it does?
I think Alan would first. Well, no, Alan hasn't even used his cipher yet. I think Alan would incorporate the cipher into it.
Okay. So you rip the cipher apart, and it's, for you, this is almost like a coming alive moment. Like, it's been so long since you've gotten to tinker, and so you're kind of getting energized, and you actually you gain an inspiration from just the action of getting to like dive into this passion of yours.
I already got one from speaking at the same time as Matt, but it's good to have more, even though it doesn't stack.
They don't stack. You only get the one.
It feels good though. It feels nice to me.
Yeah, and maybe you can use it as you're building in case something goes wrong. So you get off to a great start, and you get basically as much as can be easily assembled, put together. Now, there are the parts of this that are not actually drawn in because these are iterative designs. So some of the things that you need to build are intuited from handwritten notes in the margins, where he's like, on the next one, do blah. So I would like you to roll a check for that, and you can justify any check you want to use, but I would ask for straight intelligence if you couldn't. But if you can justify something else to me, you can use it.
Okay. I mean, he is investigating other alternative options. Like he's investigating ideas.
Sure.
That makes sense.
I'll allow it. You can use investigation.
Dirty 20.
Great. So you are able to, you kind of do what you think the next stage of this would have been if you had like the final design. So you put all of that together, and you are left with a machine that it's about globe sized. Like if you've seen just like a spinning globe on someone's desk or whatever, it's like that, like a little desk globe. And it is round. At the very top of it is just a large button. So like the top, if the hemispheres of the globe were top and bottom, the top one just depresses in. Like you push that, and it would trigger hypothetically some effect. You are also fairly confident that it needs to be spinning at the beginning. So like you spin the thing, and then you push the button, and that's what triggers the effect. You still, without the actual ciphers themselves and without them being charged however the other guy was going to charge them, you don't know intuitively what the spell it does would be. But you can roll insight to try and guess from the way it looks the direction he was going. So like at this point, you've kind of gotten to know the craftsman a little bit just because you followed his designs. And so you can, try and intuit maybe where he was going with it.
17.
Okay, with a 17, you are not able to identify all of the spells involved, but you do get the sense that this is something that breaks other things. It's something where it's not an EMP, but a similar disruptive effect where you push the button and something disruptive happens in a 5-foot radius or 10-foot diameter of the device. And that's sort of what you're able to figure out.
Interesting. Alan, I'll speak out loud for what Alan's thinking. Alan is now under the impression that this may be some sort of memory wipe device. Just like people at Edison have seen some things they should not have seen, and this is an easy way to keep them as employees, but get rid of whatever the problem just was, or something.
Gotcha. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
It's a hypothesis for sure. Do you want to do anything else while you're at the lab?
No. While I'm at the lab, no, because Alan doesn't want to show this to anybody else. No. Well, no, he's pretty focused on this, I don't think. He might do some stuff at the lab tomorrow if there's an opportunity, but right now he did this.
It's tomorrow when he has an opportunity.
Oh,
we're skipping time besides the heist to Friday, so you have 2 days to work with. So he uses today, and now there's a tomorrow.
Alan's gonna see if he can find someone there who maybe is like a teacher of Owara or someone like that, because he's been interested in he and Jeb have talked a little bit about possibly tinkering with his blunderbuss, and Alan knows that that's not exactly at his skill level. However, he hasn't tinkered in a while because of his travels, and he's interested in getting back into it, and he knows that he might need to apprentice under someone for a little bit in order to do that. So we might see if we can find a potential person to do that with, to teach him a little bit. Even though he's unsure, he doesn't want to establish too much of an expectation with them because they may not stay in Tumbleweb for very long. but at least a contact of like someone that might be a good opportunity for.
Yeah, absolutely. You are definitely able to find somebody. Every temple of Awara that is like this, the workshop areas, they've all got like a superintendent basically who is the priest, and that person is, guiding newbies in how to use their tools and things like that. So you just strike up a conversation with that guy. So you walk up and you introduce yourself, and he goes, "Oh yeah, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Verbana. What can I do for you?"
I am Alan. I am a worshiper of Awara who has been out of practice for a while, and I was interested in seeing if you had any apprenticeships or workshops open for anything in the future. I can't commit to anything solidly right now, but I just am interested.
Well, it's hard to sign you up for a workshop without you committing to a workshop, but what I could do instead, you seem like a traveling fellow. Are you kind of making your way around? So what I think you should do instead is you should start with some books. I've got some great books about the whole world of artificery that are great for beginners, and I'd love to send you away with one. What do you think?
I would greatly appreciate that. That would
Absolutely.
Be very helpful.
And he hands you Surefire Forge Fire, a guide to artificery by Papyrus, Poppiris, and it is a book that if you spend 2 months of downtime reading it, you will gain 1 level of the artificer class. It's literally like a guide into the world of artificery, but it needs to be concurrent downtime. Like you can't do a week here and a week there, just because it all the material builds on itself. So you need to take 2 months of that. You could do it during a 2-month travel, but that's all right. Anything else you want to take
so
care of?
much.
Absolutely.
No, that's it for Alan.
Okay. Zothkug, you are learning. Zothkug is getting a tutorial on how to tend his plant from the Myconid. You are able to. You get advantage in survival when you're doing anything plant related from this time. So that's basically the end result of that. I don't know that there's really a whole lot to roleplay unless you have things you want to do.
One thing Zoth would like say to or the night of the smoking of Apple Cat, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that earlier."
It is okay. It is part of your way of life.
That's really cool of you, man. I'll try to be more respectful of your way of life too.
Thank you. It is just sad to see, because I don't know that plant, and maybe it could have grown to be part of a colony.
I don't know if this helps or hurts, but I didn't know the plant either.
Okay.
And then, then we can just go with the lessons for the 2 days. Unless something happens with the heist that would take him away from that, he'll just be with the F.
All right. And on that note, we come back to our friends Fox and Jebediah Peppermint, who are wearing the attire of the job, prepared to get started. Walk me through your process.
All right.
Are you going in together, or are you trying to get Jeb in first and then Fox comes in?
Well, we gotta get Jeb in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure we'll talk as if though we're talking before we go in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeb. So how about this? You go in as a customer, right? Maybe go to the bathroom or something. I'll go in as a janitor. I'll meet you in the bathroom. I'll find a way to smuggle you to the back room.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. I just have to get my way through a bunch of people.
I mean, you'll be fine. Just pick some random guy.
You're right. Okay. You go ahead of me.
If anything, you could keep changing yourself up to throw off the trail.
Oh. Trust me, I'm thinking ahead on that one.
But do remember, though, if somebody's got a sharp eye, your name tag's not going to change.
Right,
And that's
right.
stitched right on your outfit.
Well, you go ahead of me. I'll come in about a couple minutes behind you.
All right. And Jeb walks into the bank
All right.
with his head up and his shoulders back and his hat kind of pulled down and floppy.
All right, you walk into the Summit Banking Guild Tumbleweb branch, and so at the opposite end of the lobby from you, there is a long counter, and it starts at dirt height, and then it kind of makes a sharp right turn up, and then ends at tall folk height. And there is a tall folk receptionist behind the tall part, and a dirt receptionist behind the lower part. The dirt receptionist says, "Hi there, I'm Sandra. Welcome to the Summit Banking Guild. What can I do for you?"
Hey, Miss Sandra, I'm, oh, goodness. Oof. Oof. I was wanting to open up an account today. Actually, DM, would Jeb have an account here?
Not with the Summit Banking Guild, I don't think. They're
Oh,
well,
okay.
yeah, because they're relatively new.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oof,
Maybe
I was
you had
gonna
an
open up
account with the
account.
last bank.
Yeah, that would make sense. I was gonna open an account with you, but man, my stomach's upset. Do you have any, like, is there a restroom around here that I could use?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we get you into a restroom and then we'll get that account taken care of right after. If you just look over here on your left, and sure enough, on one wall there's a little restroom section. So you,
Excellent, thank you.
yep, you go into the restroom.
All right.
And I'm not sure what dirt restrooms look like. I've never thought about that. That wasn't part of my backstory that I had to come up with.
They're going to, for the purposes of today, they look like every other restroom but dirt-sized.
Okay, well, I will pick a stall and just kind of like chill out.
Sure.
Run, Jib, run.
Gotta drop those mole pellets.
Chat's going crazy right now. Okay, Fox, you enter the establishment, and instead of Sandra, the tall folk, which is a human who's behind the taller section, says in a crisp foreign accent, "Ah, yes, hello. How can I help you today?"
All right. So name tag is Lucas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am just tall enough to look like I'm a tall folk, right?
Okay.
I always go as short as I can, right?
Okay.
So I always assume about 5 foot. And long hair, black. Yes. Hello. I was supposed to get this job started today, and I think I was late. I was supposed to be here in the morning. Supposed to be the new janitor.
Oh dear, Travis isn't going to be happy that you're late. Let's get you to the back. This is your first day?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you to where you'll be working. And he quickly runs over to the side, opens up the little thing, and he says to Sandra, "You can handle the front for a moment, right?" "Of course I can." And then he leads you through the back. So he pushes open a door to the back room kind of behind this lobby, and you find yourself in a 15-foot wide corridor. And on one side, you can see right there the lever labeled trash and the lever labeled sewage. On the other side, there are a set of lockers with janitorial equipment in them, and then a small storage closet that's got, like, your mop and bucket and like the bigger tools, your dust mop, stuff like that. Past this, around a corner, you can just see like the glass-sided edge of a little guard building thing. Like, it's just a single room 5 feet by 5 feet that a guard is in behind a glass thing, kind of like a gas station attendant. And that would be protecting the entrance to like the meeting rooms and the manager's offices in the back. So that's where you find yourself. Travis says, "So you can find everything you'll need right here, and if you just get started, I won't say anything." And he turns around and heads back out to the front.
All right. Gather up a mop bucket. Keep it dry. I'm not gonna make poor Jeb sit in an actual bucket of water here. I pull out like one of the bigger mops they have, and I'm gonna go ahead and go directly to the bathroom.
Sure. You walk out, you kind of like do your little shy walk, like, shoot, I'm late, and everyone's just kind of not looking at you. A couple customers have come up to the front and are talking to the tellers now anyway. You walk into the bathroom. It is, let me roll the tension pool. just you and Jeb in the bathroom. So you walk in, you can see there's only one stall occupied, and Jeb is in it.
Jeb's little feet are doing this underneath the door.
For those of you listening along on the podcast, they're just kicking back and forth.
Is there?
Yep.
Is there a Jeb in here?
Don't use that word.
Right.
From now
Well,
on, I'm mighty and you are confident.
All right, mate. Your taxi has arrived.
I,
I lift up the mop to show the bucket.
oh, okay. That's a little demeaning, but you know, we're gonna fill it up with water, right?
Not with you in it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can dry myself off. That's not an issue.
Don't
if you
worry.
feel like it'd be more convincing.
It's all more convincing that I don't fill it up with water. Trust me on this.
Okay, no.
All right. I'll go ahead and drop the mop over it, over him, so that way it looks like it's just the mop's just sitting there.
Roll
Try to
stealth
cover.
with advantage. This is a great way to hide him because he fits probably great in there.
All right.
Is he stealthing or am I stealthing?
Sorry, I actually meant for Jebediah to roll it because he's the one who's hiding. Fox,
True.
you can roll to assist if you want because you're doing part of it, but
Right.
it's Jeb who's hidden away.
That's a 17.
Great. So you are 17 hidden in the mop. It looks pretty convincing. You've even you've remembered to flip your hat over so the point is going down instead of sticking out and all that stuff. And okay, what are you doing with him, Fox?
I'm gonna immediately leave the bathroom, like, oh no, I forgot to fill the bucket, and run back to the place.
Travis, as you walk by, not Travis, the receptionist up front is like, first days can be tough. It's okay. And he is, being really encouraging to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. And you push your way into the back and you're past you're past the lobby. There is, again, on your left, there's the lever you need to pull. And then ahead of you and around the corner is a security guard and then the meeting room.
Right. I'm going to go ahead. Security guard can't see into the locker room, right?
No, he's around the corner.
Right. I'm going to find a trash can, like one of those big 20 gal that I guess you collect trash in. All right, Jeb.
That is what a trash can is for.
I don't know why I said I guess, okay? All right, Jeb.
Allegedly.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have you jump this trash can.
Okay.
I got to get you past this guard up ahead.
As you say that, you hear up ahead of you hear the guard thing swing open, the little door to that glass. It swings open. And
I shove him back into the mop.
Roll dexterity save to see if you can shove him back into the mop in time before the guard comes around the corner.
I don't have a lot of... I'm using my inspiration, by the way.
Okay.
Because this is necessary. You said... What am I rolling?
Dexterity save.
Dexterity. Just a straight dexterity save? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. 21.
Okay. So you do successfully, you're pretty sure, get him hidden before the guard comes around the corner. Hey, who you talking to?
I'm sorry. I'm so nervous. I kind of talk to myself sometimes, and it helps me get through the day because I used to grow up in a family, and the family used to have I used to have brothers with me all the time, and I don't have my brothers with me because they left. And
Perception or performance, whichever you choose. Sorry, persuasion or performance. That's what I should have said. Persuasion or performance.
Nat 20.
Let's go.
The security guard's expression immediately softens, and he goes, "Hey man, don't do that negative self-talk in here, okay? This is a positive work environment, okay? We don't want to hear you. I heard you telling yourself to jump into a trash can. That's not, look, it's not like that, okay? You don't need to feel that way. Just just calm down. It's gonna be okay, all right? Are you new? I don't think I've seen you here before.
I was late today. I was supposed to be my first day.
Hey, calm down. Look, I don't think anybody knows you're late, okay? The managers are all in the back. Just probably not working. Let's be real, they're management. But they're not up here. So as long as you know, hey, you're getting your work done, you know, no big deal. It looks like you've probably finished with the lobby up front. You already you're ready to move into the back, right? So you just keep going about your day. Just get everything swept up, and you should be good to go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I do have to warn you, unfortunately, there was a conference in the meeting room yesterday, so there's probably a little bit of a mess on that floor.
All right.
Okay.
I got this. That's what I'm paid to do. I got this.
Yep, you've got this. Remember that positive self-talk leads to a strong work environment. And he turns around and the guard goes and like gets back and closes the little glass thing. And he has now actually like propped open a book. You hear a book flap open and he's like reading a book. Right.
I hold up a finger to Jeb. I pick him up. I put him in the trash can.
Okay. Roll stealth to see if you can do that quietly. Roll it with advantage because you were convincing to this guard when you gave him your story.
I mean, I think either way I was good.
Okay.
Stealth. That is now a 23.
Okay. 23.
I've never been picked up so silently before.
Yeah, it's like the most gentle, like, scoop and then slowly like lays you down in the trash can. Okay, you now have him in a trash can. You've still got the mop and bucket. What are we doing?
All right, I push the mop and bucket to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I go ahead, maybe just throw like a bunch of random stuff I see cluttering into the trash can. It might be somebody's personal effects and lockers.
Okay, just
something.
like literal random things.
Literal random things that could be justified as trash.
Okay, I'm gonna add a die to the tension pool, just because that's a little risque.
That's fair enough.
We haven't rolled it yet, but I am adding that die to the tension pool.
I'm gonna go ahead, roll my trash can that does not have a dirt folk in it. No siree. And I will go now, because I'm sure I know the map.
Yeah.
Where do I have to take him to dig in between? Like, it was between a conference room and the offices, right? Where do I have to take him?
You have 2 doors left to get through. The door in front of the security guard that you just spoke to, so that takes you into the meeting room. And then there is a door that takes you to the manager's offices. So they're like, cubicle-style offices. There's 4 of them. And then at the back of that room is a door to like the trash room and stuff. So that's where the grate is in the floor that he needs to go through.
Right. I'm going to go ahead, I guess, roll right into the meeting room.
Okay. You roll into the meeting room. There's nobody in there right now. It turns out that even there's supposed to be a receptionist in there. That person is not there. They're either on break or I don't know, something. It's almost like someone rolled a die and something happened in your favor. But the room is a pretty big mess. It's 2 square tables with lots of chairs around them. The chairs are all pushed out and at weird angles. And there's a bunch of like food trash on the ground, like crumbs and stuff like that. Like people were clearly eating like donuts and sandwiches and, all day meeting kind of foods here when the company is trying to feed its employees, but they have like all day meetings. So it's like, here's a box of bagels. Here's a box of stale bagels, like that all day. Also, Jebediah raised a hand. Was that a DM question?
Yeah, was anything of value tossed into the trash can?
No.
Okay.
All right. I gotta look the part-ish, so I'm gonna clean up the meeting room. Poor Jeb.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take this lady's purse and like hold it open and try to catch the stuff that he throws in.
Okay. Sure. Roll a performance check, Fox, because this isn't your job, so you can't really roll like I'm a professional.
Right. It can't be that hard. I'm just picking up trash.
Right. How bad can it be?
I'm glad that this bank heist is literally the skills I put all of my stuff into.
That is what it's like being a rogue on a bank heist.
19.
Dang. Okay.
Let's go.
You do a pretty believable job of cleaning up the room. So you clean up the room. You get the chairs all straightened. You get the floors swept. It's in pretty good shape. You do a bang up job. Jebediah, you have a little bits of food dirt and stuff on you now. It's your hat caught most of it, but still, it's like And the purse has some in it. Okay, Fox, there is a wood door at the back of this room that would take you back to the manager's offices.
Okay. I knock lightly.
You don't hear any answer.
I go to open the door.
Yep, the door opens, it swings open, and you can see there are 4 cubicles, 2 on each wall of this room. And then at the end of the room, there is a water cooler, and next to the water cooler, 4 different people are lounging and kind of talking to each other, and clearly not actually working. They're all wearing sort of, like business casual, so like collared shirts but no ties.
Right.
And they're all just lounging there talking. Yeah, so the sales figures from the North Branch were just they can't have been telling the truth on those. I mean, that's ridiculous. Who would have invested that much all at once? They look over towards you, and nobody even bats an eye. To whatever janitor, beneath us, and they go back to their conversation as they're sitting there at the water cooler. What are you doing in the room, or are you just going through the room?
I'm just going straight through the room into the next door.
Yep, straight through the room. You swing open the doors because this is a set of double doors that are on hinges, so they don't have like a latch. They don't close, like, lock or whatever. They don't seal, is what I should say. But you get those hinges swung open, and you are now in the kind of like the back utility room. So on the right is the floor grate that Jeb needs to go through. There's a hole in the wall where like you would dump out trash to get it into the disposal chute. And then there is a set of stairs with a label that says lower vaults. And there is one big metal door that says upper vault on this floor with you.
Okay. I'll go ahead and start emptying the trash into the trash chute. And
with Jeb in it?
I'm going to check to make sure nobody's around. Like, do I hear anybody walking up and down the stairs or towards the double doors?
Perception.
Perception. That's a 15.
Okay, and we're going to roll the tension pool to see if anyone's coming. Okay, you do hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
I keep Jeb in there, and I make sure to like be slow taking the trash out, like,
Okay.
one tiny handful at a time and tossing it in there.
The trash that is like people's personal possessions.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and also
great.
the food stuff.
I start to hand him like the trash first.
Yeah.
And I'm just like tissue.
Great.
Like an orange.
Okay.
Like,
As you're doing this, someone comes up the stairs. They are dressed in like manager level clothes, business casual. They go, "I don't recognize you. What's your name? Are you new?"
I'm Lucas. Today's my first day. I wasn't late, I swear.
All right, Lucas. Well, it's actually a lot quicker if you just take that trash can and kind of dump it, out the chute. I'm the branch owner, so I've seen a lot of different janitors do their work, and it's just a lot quicker. Do you want a hand? I can help you lift it.
How long have you been here?
Well, I was just downstairs checking on the locks. We got to do that every hour.
How long you been working here?
Oh, I've been working here for a couple of years. I actually started on the other side of the continent, and then got moved into this branch.
You moved all the way from the other side of the continent to here?
Well, it was a big promotion for me, branch owner. Before I was just a teller, I worked up in the front. But yeah, it's been
I'm
nice.
Gonna stop putting trash away, and I'm gonna continue this conversation. Wow, that's a big move. I've never moved that far in my life.
Yeah, you grew up around here?
I used to grow up just outside. My family used to camp out here, and we were a bit of nomads, but that was a scary life for me. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like it, so I think I've stuck to Tumbleweb for a while now.
Well, all right. I'm glad that we got you on board here. So how about that trash can? You want a hand?
Oh, I got it, sir. No need for you to get involved. You got a nice shirt and everything, and there was a lot of liquid food stuff in here. So
roll persuasion. Yeah, roll persuasion. What was that
10.
noise?
That was a 10.
Nah, man. I mean, we're all a team here. We all work together. Let me just give you a hand with that. Yes, all Jebediah right. With a hand up.
Can I with him? Well, I wanted to use my chronal shift, but I think that he would probably see the effect that something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the brunt of the weight of the trash can.
Okay.
And before we get towards tipping it, I'm going to fake hurting my wrist really bad, like twisting it or something. You know, like sprained wrist.
Deception. Because you've ever had trouble with deception checks.
So, technically, right? I tell you.
You have inspiration from earlier. Use it now.
I think I did use it earlier.
He has used his
Yeah,
inspiration.
you already used it.
Dang it.
So technically, I rolled a 9.
But
my deception modifiers is +8.
That's pretty good, man. He goes, "Oh no, oh man, Lawrence, did you hurt your wrist there? Let me go get you some ice for it. You stay right here." And he stands up and rushes off through, like into the room where the water cooler is. And
Can I do an insight check to see if he caught on?
yeah,
11.
he seems legit.
Okay, I quickly pull Jeb out, and I'm like, "Do your thing,
Okay,
get the fuck out."
Jeb, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Matt?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna move the trash can and myself between the door and Jeb,
Got
just
it.
in case.
Okay, Jeb, it is a metal grate, and the floor is back here. It's still kind of the packed dirt construction that you're used to, so you could hypothetically dig around it.
Is this metal grate solid?
Yeah.
I know that game.
Bring. That was a holy cow, Jake. That was the best joke. Can we all just like clap? That was like 3 different levels of joke.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was great.
you.
Literally, it was
metal
great.
grate.
Yeah, it was,
I'd say it was
great.
solid.
Yeah,
You can
Solid
say he was the
joke.
boss of it.
Okay, so I'm supposed to, let's see, the plan was I was going to dig through the wall.
you need to get
like-
through this grate, which will drop you into the crawl space that is the roof of the vault. So like the lower vault is
Oh.
what you're trying to get into.
Yeah. That's right.
You could go through the floor. You just need to patch it behind you, before this guy came. That would be fine. But the grate is how it was
first thing
originally
I'm gonna
suggested.
do, I'm going to say, hey, bud. Hey,
Yeah.
pup.
Yep.
And as he turns around and looks at me, I'm just going to, boom, shoot my blunderbuss right in his face. It's just a somatic component, so it's just like motion
Okay.
along with it. But it's like point blank, like right on his nose almost. And you feel like this blinding like light, almost like, when your eyes are closed and you're shining a flashlight on it. And when you open your eyes, you can see in the dark. Cast dark vision on him. And
Oh,
that's
nice.
Not non-concentration, and it's going to last for 8 hours.
Cool.
I'm going to flip it around, load another shell in. And
Okay.
does it look like if I go tiny, I'll be able to just hop right through this grate?
Yes.
Yep. And then I'm just going to like side of my head, poof, and just turn
Okay.
into Tiny Jeb.
In my
And,
head, the way I picture the scene is that you're standing on the grate when you do it, so you like shrink up into the air
Yep.
and then fall through the grate.
Yep.
Great.
Nice.
You successfully drop into the crawl space, and even for a dirt, this crawl space would have been like, oh, you're laying down crawling, but now you're tiny, so it's not. You can walk and move as normal. It's fairly
Yep.
easy to
I got
find
about a
the.
minute with this, so I can just hup, or actually
Okay.
probably even more like hup, 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 hup.
Yeah. So you head over to the designated spot, and I assume you're about to begin digging. Go ahead and roll. You don't need to roll. You dig like digging is, but you do need to roll
Well,
stealth.
I was going to use mold earth, which only has a somatic component.
Okay.
So no vocal components, and from what we talked about before, precedent wise, is that it kind of like crumbles the dust into almost like sand, and I can just like scoop it
Yep.
and like position it and reform it into dirt somewhere else.
Yes.
So it's like it's going to be silky smooth and should
Perfect.
be no sound.
Great.
Wait,
so
I-
go ahead.
I just thought like he does it too good. Like it's the one part of the wall that's like uber perfect.
No, this is a
Shush.
vault. It's all silky smooth. So you successfully do that and you drop into the vault. At the same time as tiny Jebediah Peppermint is maneuvering dirt and getting into the vault, Fox, the door swings back open and the branch manager runs back out towards you and goes, okay, I got you some ice. Here, let's get some ice on that wrist, man. I'll unload this trash can for you and then we'll get you back to work. And he just hands you the ice and he's already picked up the trash can and dumped all of his employees' belongings down the trash chute before like he even thinks about it. He sets it back down and he goes, all right, how far did you get, you know?
I just started the trash and I did one of the bathrooms and I'm sorry about my wrist. You know, I really like drawing sometimes and it's really been bad on my wrist and I've been trying to go see somebody about it, but you know, I need a job first before I can do that. And my family said I would never be able to do a blue collar job. And I wanted to prove them wrong, so we got this job, and I'm already doing bad at it.
This has gone beyond a deception into a performance. Go ahead and roll performance for me. Let's see how well you can perform your breakdown.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna see how awesome I did because I got a 19 on the die.
All right.
I got a 25.
Hey man, how about you just take your break right now, okay? Just sit down, just chill back here, take 5 minutes, and then get back to work. How about that, okay? Give that wrist some time to numb up, okay? Okay. And
Sorry.
he stands up and he swings open the double doors and strides off, presumably to do work things. And you are now sitting there chilling.
Josh is a self-employed man. That's how he thinks about life. Presumably to do work things.
So, just so I remember the plan correctly, meta-wise. So we put Jeb in. He's gonna go in the vault, start, unloading all the coins out of the sacks. I go pull the chute. It all goes down, and we're all doing this during the day, right now.
Yeah, right now. So like at the other end, your mobster contact dude is waiting at the portcullis for the trash chute, like the one that's protecting the vault from beneath. So when you pull the lever, he has 2 minutes. So he scuttles up the tunnel and whatever is waiting for him and constantly being thrown down, he begins scooting and unloading back towards the front. And because it's a slope, probably once he gets it moving, he can just like jump on it and kind of surf down and, a bunch of money will move. It just needs the extra weight or push.
If he's waiting down there, technically couldn't we like start already shoving digits before I pull the chute into the drain?
I don't know. That's a plan that you would have had to work out with the group ahead of time.
I guess, never mind. I guess all right. I'll sit and wait for a little bit.
Okay. While you do that, Jebediah Peppermint, you drop through the ceiling, land lightly on the ground, and you ain't never seen so much money in your life. You are surrounded on all sides by neat stacks of 10 to a coin pouch, wingle digits, wingles, we should say. They are standard wingle digits, and there are so many. It's like it's like a wall of wingles, like this just all packed floor to ceiling.
The song "Wingle Wall" plays through Jeb's head as he watches this.
So anyways,
if you didn't already have inspiration, I'd give it to you.
That was good.
What are you gonna do?
I am going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Remind me what it does. Does it tell you the school and the location, or does it tell you the actual spells?
Within a certain radius, surely, I think it's like a 30-foot radius. Surely it's bigger than this, so it covers the entire room.
Yeah.
Anything that is magical lights up, like has like an aura around it, and it tells me what school of magic. I presume all of the wingle digits are going to light up, but I'm looking specifically for something because, like, I know the wingle digits. The aura color is like all schools of magic because we've messed with this before in the past. Yes. So I'm looking for something different, like the door. I know it has some sort of magic on it, but like, is there anything else? Like
the door has 5 hotspots.
In the corners.
Okay. The door has 5 hotspots. There are 2 evocation, 2 abjuration, and 1 illusion on the door. And then you also detect in the like upper left corner of the room, you detect a single abjuration.
Okay. Can I take a minute to investigate that abjuration source up in the top corner?
Sure, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Oh, it's a bunch. 16 plus some stuff. Plus 7. 16 plus 7. So like
Okay.
20. What is that? 23?
Cool. It is a it's a blade ward that has been it's a rune basically of blade ward that has been carved into the ceiling. Now, runes shouldn't work by your understanding of how the world is, but this one is glowing. The only way that could really make sense to you is if somewhere behind it there is a cipher or wingle digit related mechanism that is keeping it active. So maybe someone has to like feed it on a regular interval or something like that. Feed it more wingle digits to keep it running. But the way that this one works is that if someone were to make contact with it, the effect of Blade Ward would basically be applied to them.
And what does Blade Ward do?
Blade Ward.
Like, do I know that?
Sure. Until the end of your next turn, you have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks.
Interesting. So presumably, why would that be like up in the corner though? Unless it's affecting the entire vault to like protect the vault from damage of some kind. But it's not some sort of okay.
It's not an alarm of any kind.
Yeah, it's not an alarm of any kind. All right, so
I have an idea, but I don't want to spoil it.
You're not there.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I know.
Yeah. The grate. I want to locate the grate. Make sure it's here.
Yep. The drain is exactly where your contact said it would be. It's a little tiny thing in the center of the floor, much too small for a coin pouch to fall down, but just barely big enough for a single wingle to fall down.
Single wingle. Okay.
Single and ready to wingle.
If I look down, how far down does it go before it's closed?
Drop of about
Like
a foot.
About a foot. Okay.
A
And
shin.
then that's where a shin. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, one shin before
Um,
it falls into the wider tunnel. That tunnel is a slope that would lead down to wherever the portcullis is. So you can't actually see like the portcullis that's going to open. You can see the drain itself is a one shin vertical, and then it falls into the rest of the channel with the rest of the waste.
Right. So the opening is down below.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted clarification on.
Yep.
So.
Gonna add a die to the tension pool.
Jeb reaches inside of his pocket or his coat and pulls out the silver dagger and starts cutting. Just choop.
Excellent. This is not a roll to find out if you successfully cut open coin pouches with nobody around you. This is to figure out the pace at which you do that. But go ahead and roll me either sleight of hand if you're trained in it or dexterity if you're not.
I am not trained in sleight of hand.
Okay.
So straight dexterity.
Yes.
I am going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Ooh, and that's a 2. This is not very good. 7 plus 1. I rolled an 8.
Okay.
So he's having a time of it.
Yep. So you're getting to work, but it's not fast. And these are stored in a vault, so they're like, they're like resilient
lot
little
of
coin
them too,
pouches.
man.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. But you are starting. You are making some progress. Fox, meanwhile, what are you doing as you rest your hand for a few minutes?
I can only assume. I'm trusting Jeb to do something, and I'm gonna wait for that something. I don't want to meta too much. So I guess I have to keep the appearances up. So
Okay.
I'll wait 5 minutes, and then I will go ahead, stand back up, and try to do all of the cleaning. Like I'll take the trash can out again. I'll look at the office space, like check the managers. Like I'm sure managers probably have little tiny trash cans next to their desk.
Yeah.
Empty them.
Wipe down some counters, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Basically do the job.
Roll performance with advantage because you at this point like the branch manager is kind of convinced. So like
Not 20.
Okay. Oh well. Okay. So you were a really good janitor. Like in another life, you could have made a lot of money as a janitor.
I need to like get like another camera so that way you can see the dice rolls I've been getting tonight because they're ridiculous.
Hey, I trust you. Okay, Jeb, talk to me about your process. Are you doing anything to speed it up? Otherwise, we're just gonna time skip to when he pulls the lever.
Yeah, so before then, I'm going to be like, oh, snap, I need to check in. And so I'm going to cast message through the door, like in the general direction of where Fox is, and be like, hey, Fox, I'm in. I'm cutting these things, but they're taking a whole lot of time, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Do you have any tips on how I could cut this stuff better? Because my knife's getting snagged on this thing.
Fox, you don't hear any of that.
Right, because I've moved. Okay. Then I don't hear any of it.
Yeah, and I don't get a response back, so I'm like, okay, well, let's see here.
Back to work.
Fox, how long do you wait before you go ahead and pull the lever?
I'm going to go empty my trash every, let's say 30 minutes. Well, not 30 minutes. Like probably every like 5 to 10 minutes. Go back to the trash room. I'm going to make a big deal. Like I've already made a big deal that I'm a wimp, right?
Right.
So I'm barely filling the trash can before taking it back each time.
I see. Yep.
And I will, the grate, how far away roughly was the grate from the vault? I know there was like that floor space in between. Like, is it directly below me?
Oh, I see
standing?
what you mean. Yeah, so the grate is like straight down from the grate would be even with the front wall of the vault. So like that whole crawl space is the floor of the vault.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and like hit the grate with like a bup, 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 bup.
Okay. Since you are in the vault and you have the ceiling sealed behind you, like I don't think that he hears that.
Okay.
Yeah.
While I'm in there, what does the floor look like?
Of
Like,
the
what's
vault,
it made of?
the floor
Yes.
is it is like stone. So we're deep enough that we've gone from dirt to stone.
Okay, I can mold earth with stone.
Okay.
So I'm going to mold earth just around the grate, just grab the grate, like set it on the ground next to it.
Yeah.
And there's just like I just pull like a 2-foot chunk of stone and just like, boom. So there's like a 2-foot stone column like
Okay.
off to the side. And I'm just gonna start tossing the stacks. Like we're
Okay.
not cutting anymore. I'm just like shoving them in. Just like blah, 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 blah.
Fox, as you're there like messing with the grate, through the trash chute, you begin to hear the like of stuff reverberating as it falls down the chute.
Okay.
And it sounds much bigger than what you were expecting to hear, which was like the little dinky dink of single wingle digits falling down.
T-Sav!
Thank you for the sub, T-Sav. We're in the middle of a bank heist, buddy. Good to see you.
Dirt's 11. Let's go.
Dude, it's a bank heist of the Summit Banking Guild, which Sir Topham Sav is the CEO of. So in a way, we're robbing you. That's why we got the sub.
Crazy.
We robbed you for this sub. Go ahead.
I guess hearing that, I'll take my time because it's not a far distance, but I will immediately start heading back to the handle thing.
Raid with 7 people, T-Sav. Thank you for bringing people in for this. We're about to see if we can drop a bunch of bank goods down a trash chute. That's what's happening right now.
Dude, you're here for
My
the
guy,
heist.
you're here just in time for like the main part. All right, so you make your way back through the office area, past middle management loitering at their water cooler, past the branch manager hard at work at his desk, even if it's only him, past the security guard who is guarding this back section of the bank, and to the lever that opens the guard for the trash chute. You pull the lever, right? That's what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay, you pull the lever. Wash, you hear deep, or Jeb, you hear down at the bottom of the now wide open hole that you're looking into, you just hear a as the thing opens, and then you hear the little scuttling footsteps of another mole scurrying up towards you as this dirtfolk thief moves his way up towards you and goes, "Dude, good haul." And he just immediately begins pushing stuff back down the thing, and you can hear him like whistling to himself, like, "Whistle while you work."
Hey, shush.
Wash, you've been blessed by chat. That's a D4 that you can add to any dealio that you do. Are you just continuing the run?
I mean, he's already excavated all of this out. I mean, he's got a big foot wide, 2 foot deep hole, and he's just shoving as much of these in as he can.
Awesome.
Like, are these things are some of them in crates?
No, they're all coin purses.
Okay, so they're just coin purses and stacks. All right, yeah, he's just gonna keep shoving and shoving, like just pushing as much as he can in the coin stacks.
Roll a Constitution save. This is about your endurance. Like, it's heavy to shove stacks and stacks of coins.
That's fair.
All right, Constitution. Just a roll or Constitution? You said a save? Or did
You can
say
do just a
con roll?
Constitution check.
Okay. 19 plus 2. That's a 21, Chief.
Okay.
Power of money compels me.
Not only do you not feel like exhausted or
God.
fatigued by this, but all of a sudden, some of the other coins in the vault just start randomly moving as if some sort of unseen servant cast by the viewers of this stream began helping you with your work. Just slowly, it's just one or two at a time, just sort of lift up and then get dropped down the opening. You are easily able to clear out the vault, the remainder of the vault in about a minute. And then the thief at the bottom is pushing everything towards the grate. Time is ticking, though, as your minute approaches 2 minutes, which is the limit of how long this trash chute stays open before the safeguard against thieves closes. And as the thing begins to close, you see the thief realize, like, I might not make it through, and leaps forward, and he slides, and he just barely ekes his way through. Whew, slides through on the other end. You are now...
So
Go ahead.
I can witness this, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can see him?
Yep.
What is the thing that shuts?
Yep.
What is it?
It is a portcullis with
describe it?
very, very narrow bars. So it's literally, metal grate with a cross hatch of metal bars on it.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to hop down.
Okay.
And I'm going to like hold the grate up and just move mold earth, scooch the thing back in place.
Okay.
And then I'm sliding down to the portcullis.
Okay. You slide down to the portcullis. It is closed. On the other end of things, up at the top of the tunnel, Fox is going about his work. Fox, you notice one of the like middle managers who's loitering at the water cooler goes, "Did you guys hear something weird down there?" And he the other's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, "I think I heard something echo in the trash chute. I hope that new janitor's okay. I'm gonna go check on him." And he turns around the corner and pokes open the door, and he comes in. "Hey,
Okay.
you all right there, buddy?"
I'll just be mid emptying the trash can.
Okay.
And boy, I'm good. You know what? I don't think I'm good. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this.
The middle manager, unlike everybody else you've spoken to so far, looks shocked. Like, for janitorial work? Like, come on, man. You're not even important
I just
here or
wanted
anything.
to draw, man. That's all I ever wanted to do, and I have to work hard. And I used to just live,
Here,
drawing.
have a cup of water, okay? Have a cup of water. That'll help you feel better.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can finish today. Everything's been down on me. The trash cans, the wheels stuck whenever I move it, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right. And
As you're talking, you hear the noise of Jeb sliding down the chute, like a ding tsh, as he slides down. But you are talking, so I'm assuming you're going to try and cover it up. Roll a stealth check to see if you can cover the sounds echoing back up the chute as this guy's talking to you. He's going to roll an opposed perception.
Okay,
Can I roll a
stealth.
stealth to aid in that?
Sure.
Since it is him sliding, I guess. I did get a 21.
A 21. Nice. With a 21, you are easily able to mask the sounds of what's going on. So you you. That's what I thought. And he goes, all right, man. Look, just pull yourself together, man. And he turns around and pushes open the doors. And on the other side, you can just hear him go, freaking janitors, man. As he goes back to talk to his buddies.
They hate me.
Okay, as far as you know, based on the fact that you heard Jeb slide down the thing, they're done their work.
Right.
So you are now ready to leave. Hey, if you want to add that quote to our list, Ghost, you can use !add quote. That's the command to add a quote.
This is true.
So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna roll the trash can back to the janitor's area. I'm gonna put everything there, and you know what? I'm gonna walk up to the receptionist. Out
Sandra
front.
or the other guy?
Other guy, probably
Okay.
the security guard, most likely.
Okay. Hey, man, how you look like you're not doing so well.
I just can't do it, man. I'm not cut out for this. I just wanted to do artwork, man. And my wrist hurts, and everything I do is wrong. And one of the managers already hates me.
Whoa, man, that's a lot for your first day. What'd you do? It looked to me like you were doing a pretty good job. The meeting room looks great. The meeting room you cleaned up.
Everybody else has been nice, but the one guy who's cursing
Hey.
me.
What did we say last time we talked? What did we say?
I gotta talk positive, but you know what? This might have to wait a couple months before I'm ready for a job. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm ready for this.
So you're just gonna give up on your dreams, huh? Of raising all that money to go to art school and become who you wanted to be. Look, dude, you said you were gonna work your way through it, and I believe you can do it.
This is the best guardsman ever.
I know. It's I'm so conflicted.
He's probably got so much positivity. He's going to night school. He's trying to become a therapist to help people out.
You know what, man? You're right. I shouldn't give up.
Look, it's not that bad, man. It's not like you robbed the place or anything. You just had a rough first day, okay? It's just work, and you'll get used to it, okay?
Well, I've been seeing somebody, and they've been helping me deal with talking to myself, and maybe I
That's
just need to
good.
give it a week. Maybe I just need to give it a week.
Why don't you give it a week, man? I'll see you back here tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and
He pats you, reassuringly on the shoulder, and he goes back to his little guard post thing.
sure. And I just walk straight out the front door.
Okay. You walk straight out the front door. Meanwhile, at a closed portcullis, Jebediah, what are you doing?
What do I see on the other side of the portcullis?
You see your contact, your other thief helper, with a buttload of Wingle digits, and he hasn't realized you're there yet. He's still trying to pile it all up, and he's basically got a giant sled down there to put it all on, and that's how he's planning to move the hall to your meeting point, which is further down the tunnels.
Gotcha. Hey, dude.
What are you doing here?
No, don't worry about me. I just wanted to let you know I'm here so you don't freak out. All right,
Oh,
no
okay.
sharp noises.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Fog Step and just and I in a puff of smoke I appear on the sled next to him. I can teleport 30 feet.
He just looks at
To
you
a
and
place
goes,
that as long as I can see it, I can teleport there.
he just goes, freaking janitors, man. How did you do? Never mind. Help me push this.
Yeah.
And that's
a conversation for another day.
the two of you just start pushing the sled to the meeting point. Fox, you make it out without any trouble and to the meeting point.
Okay. Oh, by the way, on the way, I'm gonna probably go off somewhere, ditch the costume, switch back into my normal attire, and
Okay.
look.
Okay. You do those things. You switch back to your normal attire and your normal look, and you head down to the meeting point, which is in the kind of waste tunnels underneath of Tumbleweb. You head down there, and sure enough, there is a sled laden with money, like more Wingle digits than you've never even seen this much gold, much less Wingle digits. You know.
Jebediah looks very proud. He's like grinning from ear to ear.
A little tear of pride just came down Fox's face.
Hey, pup, you know what this is? The future.
This is the future, man.
This is beautiful and all, but I'm gonna go. And the other guy starts loading his Wingle digits into a burlap sack that he's brought with him.
Right,
He got a
right,
couple
right.
of them.
Mhm.
All right, I guess I'll pull the vehicle business facilitating wagon carriage around.
The carriage.
Okay.
The garage.
Garage.
You pull the garage around. Is that what it's called? I also feel that we would be remiss if we did not tell our new viewers who have just joined us that on the side of this carriage, which they just bought today, they have painted their company name, and their company name is Four Guys, Adventurers, and Vibes. Adventures and Vibes.
Four Guys, Adventures, and Vibes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the name of their company that they've just started. Okay.
That's great.
You load up all of your money into the burlap sacks that will disguise it as grain, toss it all into the Four Guys, Adventures, and Vibes vehicle carriage thing, and head on out. On the other side, your other like thief contact, literally without a word to you, just like picks up his chunk of the score and departs.
For Gav. I love it.
For
Sorry.
Gav.
Yeah. Who's it for? It's for Gav.
Yeah.
What do you do with the cart? Like, where do you put this?
I guess we take it back to
With the other cards, of course.
where did we drop off our card initially? No, we lost
you what.
that.
No, we didn't.
You don't
lose
have the cart. You
No.
only had the rote, and you left the rote with Thames, the shipping and delivering company.
Right.
Yeah. I would say we probably would have went to Thames and picked up our rote like when we went to get this cart. So like our rote are probably pulling this cart, if that's cool with you, DM.
Sure.
That
But
makes the most logistical sense.
I'm still confused as to where you're going to put it, though. Or are you leaving it in the tunnels? I guess you could leave it down here for now.
I mean, I would think you just park it outside the tavern, like where we're staying.
Yeah.
In where we're
I
staying.
think we should maybe we should ride it around town, Fox, kind of like plausible deniability, like lots of people seeing it in different places.
Right. I see what you're saying. And we can go ahead and buy things at the markets.
Yeah, I'm just, like we are setting up, our not our business. We purchased the cart this, today.
Right.
We've only been in there. We've only been in there for like a little while. Then we can go and finish the rest of our errands and, stock up and stuff like that. And that way we've got an alibi. We can say we've just been doing business building today.
In that case, yeah, I guess we'll look for shops that would sell both
Adventuring gear. Like rope and grappling hooks and candles and fire starter.
But it's also a company,
like
so
that.
we need
like
paper,
ledgers, yeah,
Sure.
books.
all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
We should get like armbands with our logo on it or something.
Yeah, can we go to that tailor?
merch.
Can we go to that tailor that
Yeah.
Bandanas.
Doc
We could
went
get
to?
bandanas.
Yeah,
We could
Elazar the
get Four
tailor.
Guys bandanas.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't
You
have a logo yet, do we?
We'll make one.
Okay, well, let me just change the music again because you go to see Elazar the tailor. Ooh, who has come into my shop today?
Hey, you serviced a friend of mine with the big, white suit, green stuff, big hat.
Oh yes. It was a lovely hat, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no,
We
oh
heard he
great.
came in fantastic and left bombastic, and we're loving it.
Hey, you know what I always say is the hat makes the man.
And,
Cheers. As Elazar drinks. Will you be needing services today? I must tell you, my prices have raised a little bit. I've drummed up a lot of business from that hat.
That will not be an issue, my good friend. But I tell you what, we are recently incorporated, and we are in dire need of some sort of clothing that would signify membership of our company.
Okay, what did you have in mind?
I don't know. What do you think, Fox? I was thinking like maybe a bandana or an armband or maybe like a vest.
I
Or
definitely
maybe,
think
like,
something
boots.
smaller, right? Something smaller. I don't want anything too flashy, right? I don't want a
Maybe
whole
like a
uniform or
left-handed
anything.
fingerless glove. Or
Ooh.
maybe like I don't know.
We might. I don't. That might be a bit too much with the glove.
As you're thinking about what to do, what we are going to do is bring tonight's D&D session to a close, and we will start the next D&D session with the reveal of what the Four Guys
Ooh.
Adventures and Vibes merch, attire, whatever they pick up in town. We're going to start by detailing it to you, and that way all four of the guys can contribute to that conversation offline. And those of you who are subscribers to the channel and who find yourselves in the council in our Discord, you will have a chance to weigh in on this conversation. So it's not too late to drop a sub and get in there. Discord automatically picks it up if you're in our Discord. But we will include you in the conversation about what we want the clothes and the the gear they pick up and all. What is their cart outfitted with. So that will all come in the next episode of the Wing Badger Tavern, along with the long-awaited, much-hyped party at Jess Bason's mansion and the wine tasting at Elaine Mollusk's estate. So that's what you have to look forward to.